what I think. I will drown in pink. Yeah. Paint away day and night, 6 hearts, hope I'm okay. You're alright, goodbye then if you dare. Someone new is pulling everywhere. I'm afraid to let them. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Yeah. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. Nothing is what I think. Yeah. 'Cause I will drown in pink. Oh. Hey, I just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. You, I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. Hey, I just wanna change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Let's go! Come on! You, I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. Let's go, Limbies, with the 10 gifted memberships. Radiate. Whoa! Radiate, yeah, yeah! No, 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 no! Whoa! Yeah! Oh, I can't pretend. No, 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 no! Oh, I hope this never ends. It's about you. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. Oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Yo! Let's go. Let's get it. Ooh. All right. Let's go. Dude, it's been a week. All right. Dude, how's it been a week? It hasn't been a week. It's been like a day. Right? Dude, make it all make sense. I'm sorry. I can't make it all make sense. Up is down. Down is up. Dude, Marshall, let's go. Thank you, Marshall. Dude, and again, thank you, Limmies, for the 10 gifted members. Welcome to the new members. Dude, the Mariners are like one of the worst teams in baseball. Like, what the fuck, dude? They went from 6 outs away from the World Series to being like nearly unwatchable, boss. Like, how did they do that, bro? How did they do that? Sports Coat's coming. Dude, it is coming, dude. The suit Sundays, it's coming. It might be another week or two, but it's coming. So it's on the docket. We will get there. We will get there. I have to be more responsible with my time. Dude, yeah, the coaching, very bizarre. Very bizarre, like, coaching choices. Dude, we literally, like, they have a designated hitter who has not hit the ball once. Dude, we're like almost 20 games in, and one of their designated hitters, and as like that Ref Snyder guy, he has never hit the ball, dude. He has a hard 0 batting average. Like, what the fuck are they doing, bro? You know what I mean? I mean, how? How is that person even a designated hitter, dude? It's insane. And they Jorge Polanco, they had this really clutch player that they got rid of. Like, dude, I just don't fucking know. I just don't know. But you know what, though, guys? It's early. Like I said, rather be good at the end of the season than the beginning, right? You know what I'm saying? I'd rather see, so we'll see. We'll see if they get it together. But yeah, it is a dismal start. It's hard. It's hard because it's like, it's hard to watch. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to watch when you lose faith. I don't know how, like, the White Sox fans do it, bro. Or like the Colorado Rockies. Like, how do they do that? You know? How do they even do it, boss? I just don't know. But, guys, you ready for this? I feel like I don't really have a right to complain because I have never watched a full season of baseball. My son got me into the Mariners like the second half of last year when they were hot and they were like moving into first place. So I've never watched a full season. So I don't even know, right? I did get like I got the Major League Baseball package. So now I can watch all the games. And so I don't know, dude. I don't know.
it's like I stick with them. I'm still a Raiders fan, right? And you know, I'll always be a Raiders fan. So we're gonna hang out, right? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna fucking hang it together, you know? We're going to fucking hang it together, boss. We're gonna keep it together, dude. We're gonna let the boys arrive. Not into sports at all. Only as a kid, not even that much. See, for me, like, believe it or not, it's weird because I was into sports massively when I was younger. Like, I played them all because I was so competitive, but I was like really small. So, you know, I was skinny and small, so I was not naturally good at them, but I liked the competition. And then eventually I found swimming, which I was really good at. And then I got, you know, I definitely flourished. But I like the competition. You know what I'm saying? I do. I like the competition, and I like that, like, performance under pressure. That's what I always love, is like, you're back against the wall. This is it. You got one shot to make this thing work. You have to, like, rise to the occasion, like, under the lights in the big moments, right? And that's the kind of shit that I really, you know, I've always liked that. Both watching it and participating in that kind of shit. Those clutch moments. And, you know, whether it's in sports or, like, you know, in professional, fucking Fortnite was the same way. Dude, I love that shit. I love it, you know. But I tell you, though, the Mariners being up by 5 runs in the right or whatever, being up by 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th and losing to the Padres, that game has just stung and has just stayed with me. Like, I haven't been able to look at the Mariners since, right? I'm serious, dude. I have not been able to look. I mean, it'll heal. Give me some time, but let's go. I know, dude. And you know what's funny, Engrain, is we had just done it to the Astros, and I thought it was so great when we did it to the Astros. Let's go. Let's go, baby. But it is slow. You like cricket? I've never watched cricket. Yeah, dude. I mean, I thought going into San Diego, like, you know, win in San Diego and come back here and beat, you know, take 2 out of 3 against the Texans, and they'd be in first place, dude. The Mariners would. I was like, all right, I thought they had it together, baby. Right? Get used to it. Nah, I don't do losing well, dude. They're gonna pull it out. Yeah, dude, the Astros are fucking beat. Dude, the Padres just got their asses kicked, boss. Are you kidding me? Dude, the Angels just beat the shit out of them, bro. Right? 8-0, dude. Yeah. Dude, the Angels beat them 8-0. 8-0. Dude, you ready? All right. Now, guys, you know I don't do conspiracy theories, but you ready? I'm going to give you a conspiracy theory, though, here, okay? Like, check it out, because the Padres, like, this deal is going through for $3.9 billion. So the conspiracy theory that I created today, which included the Mariners, was that teams have been letting the Padres win so they would have this banging start of the season, so the $3.9 billion deal would go through, which we found out today it's going through. And that would elevate all of baseball with that record sales deal. And then the minute the deal, like, we found out it's going through, they get beat 8-0 tonight. Now they're going to start losing. Everybody was letting them be good. Like, the Mariners even let them win that game so the sale would go through. Right? See, I can do conspiracy theories too. Dude, I tweeted that to my son and he was like, "Father, I think you have a tinfoil hat on, dude. You need to check yourself." Right? I mean, but like, you see though how how conspiracy theories can work for like anything. You can do them with anything, right? Sounds legit. It does, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound legit? Like they did it to get a record sale, to get that team being the hottest thing, because then all of the baseball teams are now more valuable, right? There you go. Ah, right? Oh, shit. Isn't it funny? Oh, I'm Illuminati maxing. Let's go. Oh, shit, boss. Right? Dude, I can't really be, though. I can't really be like whatever maxing, though, you know, because I can't be on that clavicular level, because he's a private school kid, right? Clavicular, whatever his name was. Dude, he went to Seton Hall. So he went to a Roman Catholic, like, you know, $30,000 a year prep school. And then he went to a Roman Catholic $50,000 a year college, Sacred Heart University. So the clavicular kid, he's from the upper crust, guys. He's from the Donald Trump set, right? He's another one of those nepo kids, right? Of course he is. Dude, all of those kinds of influencers are like nepo kids, dude. They all are. They're all the little, you know, they're all like privileged, rich white boys with a bunch of thoughts about like how reality is. Oh, let me tell you how it is from my penthouse apartment, right? Yeah, his name is Braden. Let me tell you how it is from my penthouse apartment, you know, where my daddy's paying, you know, $35,000 a year for me to go to high school, right? Dude. All right, you tell me how it is. You tell me what it's like. You know, what we need to do to make the world a better place there, fucking rich boy. Dude, I'm serious, bro. I don't know why, but like, I take extra offense to these wealthy prep school kids, like becoming influencers and thinking they have answers. Like, dude, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, shut up. You don't even live in the real world. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go to a $30,000 a year high school, you don't even live in the real world. Okay? You live in fucking, right? You live in like a Hollywood movie. You have no idea of what the real world is even like, right? Yeah, they think they're all gritty. It's like, dude, you're not gritty. Dude, you probably have a butler who fucking like cut the crust off your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You know what I mean? Like, give me a fucking break, dude. Dude, they have no idea, you know? You know what I mean? What it's like where you wake up and you realize, oh shit, I'm gonna have to go to the bank and beg them to bounce my rent check so I can get some food today. And then I'm gonna have to call my landlord and try to beg him to like not charge me because I had to bounce the rent check. Oh, shit. Dude, I did that once. I left all my groceries at the checker and I had to run to my bank and convince them to bounce a check that they had already, like, paid out so I could get groceries, dude. Dude, it's brutal. Fucking brutal, dude. My bank is like, what are you doing? And I'm like, all right, here's the deal. I have groceries waiting for me at the grocery store. But I can't pay them because you paid this bill, but I know the check hasn't cleared. It's still pending. So I want you to like bounce that check so I can go pay for my groceries. And they're like, oh, okay. Dude, let's go. You haven't lived until you've not paid $30,000 a year for high school. Dude, let's go. All right, dude. Kids Cat says 9 to 10 women say Braden couldn't find their clavicular lols JS incel vibes. But honestly, though, no, I really like, you know, I just can't even imagine what it's like living in that kind of world, you know, in that sort of prep school world, like having that amount of wealth. Can't even imagine. But remember that TPUSA guy who said, society doesn't owe you anything, boss. You got to get up early and work hard all day. All day, work harder than everybody and earn urn. No, you're going to end up in an urn, right? When they fucking cremate your ass at 42 after you have a heart attack and you just lived a miserable life of nothing. They're going to put your ashes in an urn, you fucking dumbass. Dude, I'm telling you right now, like working, I feel like working is bad for the soul. It really is, right? I saw somebody, you've seen Elon, right, guys? Have you seen this? Like, check this out, okay? I'm sure you've seen this. We'll warm up with something pretty chill. But so Elon made a comment the other day, okay, about like universal high income is what he says. Look at this. Here's what he says. He says, universal high income via checks issued by the federal government is the best way to deal with unemployment caused by AI. AI/robotics will produce goods and services far in excess of the increase in money supply, so there will not be inflation. Okay, so now I don't know what's making him like spout off on this, but I will tell you what his theory is. His theory is now inflation follows the limits of production, which means that the minute people have a whole bunch more money, there's not enough goods to feed the consumption of that extra money. So therefore, the prices increase to meet the level of money. Now, what Elon's theory is that when AI and robotics are creating shit, if people have a whole bunch of money, the robots will just make 10 times as much goods. And so you'll never have a shortage of goods to meet the amount of money. So therefore, there would be no inflation. But here's the thing. I mean, dude, he also thought we were going to Mars 10 years ago. And he said there was going to be a tunnel under Vegas. And he said there was going to be, bullet trains and like, flying cars and like, you know what I'm saying? Like Elon has a lot of theories, guys, that, after 14 hours of playing PoE and, like sniffing ketamine for a weekend, he's just filled with great ideas, right? When he calls his banker and like, buys his neighbor's house out from under him, right? But the thing though, I guess the thing that's like wild about that is like we are going to have an issue though with like lack of employment. I mean, that is going to be a very real problem where we are going to have large swaths of people that there just aren't any jobs for them to fill. And so we are going to have to confront that. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but reading the shit underneath this, okay? Reading the shit underneath this is pretty fucking wild. You know what I mean? With we aren't fucking communist welfare people. We work for our money. Dude, who says that? We work for our money? But some guy said this. You ready? Look at this one. This response is really interesting, guys, because I want you to see this, okay? Because first off, we do have a very real problem that there's going to not be enough jobs, okay? That is a reality. That problem is coming sooner rather than later, okay? I think it's going to be within the next 10 years, we are going to have a significant shortage of jobs. I mean, it's already the case now, but I'm talking about within 10 years, it's going to be like red lights blinking, where there's literally, how are you going to have several million people like be able to survive with there's no income? You know what I mean? So that's already happening. But look at what this idiot said. This guy said, handing people a check isn't going to solve the crisis of meaning and the spiritual void in people's lives. By the way, I have an answer for this guy, just for the record. He says, what will people do all day? Shop, scroll another feed? From where and what will they derive meaning? They aren't starting families. Most of them reject God. There is no point in going to school beyond the level of basic reading and writing and math if jobs are nuked. Dude, that's ridiculous. But not to mention the fact that we now have access to intelligence on demand in our hands. Remove the job that gives someone a small sense of purpose, and for many, the only sense of belonging and community they have. And it's a recipe for disaster that no amount of money will solve. How do you determine how much everyone gets? Does the crack addict get the same check as the 140 IQ young guy with endless potential? Dude, show me a 140 IQ young guy with endless potential. Dude, that guy's probably also a crack addict, by the way. Okay, everybody I know that is high intelligence has had a drug problem. On what basis can some afford a yacht and others never reach that level? No one is seriously giving any meaningful thought into what this actually looks like in the real world, real people, and how it will impact their lives spiritually, mentally, physically, and not just financially. But guys, let me cue it into you. Okay, you ready for this? Working does not give you a sense of meaning. It does not give you a sense of purpose. Working a job gives you a sense of like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? It's fucking bullshit. You go and you're only there because you need money and you're doing shit that other people are profiting off of and you don't get shit. Every job I've ever had, I felt exploited. I fucking hated the management. I thought the job was fucking stupid and it felt like a waste of my time, but I had to be there. Okay? If you have no work, dude, and you have money, you make art. Okay? Make art. Make music. Have fucking sex all day. Read books. Go travel. You know what I mean? There's a million things to do. Garden. Like, lay out in the sun, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like, create something. Dude, you can do anything without a job. Creativity will spiritually fulfill you. Always. It always has, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody could just be an artist instead of going and making fucking widgets all day. Give me a break, okay? That, like, working gives you meaning. God gives you meaning. That's bullshit. Just being creative and communing with nature and with the people around you, with the energy of the world, can be incredibly fulfilling, okay? This idea that you have to have a job to have meaning, no. Now, you might have a job that you love doing, and it's not like a job like what I'm doing right now, this endeavor that I am in, that is my job. It is the source of income I have, and it is very enriching and meaningful, but it's a creative project, okay? It's not really a job. It's like a creative project that is propelled by my own passion and my own desire to make things, okay? And that is very different than working a job. Okay, dude, working a job is like so unsatisfying. It is like soul destroying. Like, you know, I mean, people, you know, these religious idiots want to believe that the world's like souls are destroyed because people have turned away from Jesus. And it's like, no. The reason why our souls are crushed is because we're all forced to work bullshit, useless, senseless jobs while our creative selves all get like buried for the sake of having to show up so somebody else can exploit us. And that shit is what crushes our soul. It has nothing to do with Jesus. It's like working in a capitalist economy is why everyone is soulless. You know? I mean, it is like, give me a break, dude. Dude. Fuck working, bro. Fuck working, okay? I have been unemployed for like vast swaths of my life, and whenever I could, I've been unemployed. Fucking loved it, dude. There have been times where I was unemployed and just collecting unemployment. Like when I first moved to Portland, I collected unemployment that was actually paid for by California. Dude, I had a girlfriend who had just gotten fired, and she, here in Portland, she was getting like almost $400 a week in unemployment. This was in 1999. Oh my God. So both of us were on unemployment. All we did was like have sex and party, dude. It was amazing. It was so great, dude. I like lived in Portland for a long time, just like hardly working, dude. It was incredible. Dude, I never remember the times I was working, but man, I can tell you some great stories about all the times I've been unemployed. Oh shit. Dude, you know, when I was like 19, you know what we used to do? I had a friend from high school and we would alternate, okay? One of us always had a job, but we never both had jobs. So whoever was unemployed, the other guy would just pay for everything, okay? And then we would alternate, you know, every couple months. Like I would finally get a job and then eventually he would get fired and then I would like pay for him. And we would go out. We had fake IDs. We would go out. We would party. We'd hang out at his dad's house during the day because he had a pool and a jacuzzi. And we just invited girls over and partied in the jacuzzi all day. Then we went out to some bars at night. Then we would like maybe go ice blocking or something at the golf course and go get some fast food at like 3 a.m. And dude, that was our life for like a year, dude. It was amazing. And every 3 months, like, you know, we'd switch the roles, dude. It was so cool. It was like so satisfying. Dude, you know, it was. Fuck working, bro. Dude, working, nah, that shit is overrated. I'm just not into it. This guy, though, where will people derive meaning? Dude. I mean, I kind of told him off, dude. Dude, I wonder how people responded to this. Dude. Dude, people are fucking giving me some shit. Oh, man. You know. All right. All right, you ready? Dude, we're going to blow through some stuff because tomorrow is Fortnite. And so I do have to get 2 videos done tonight. I think 𝗙cie𝗶𝗃𝗍 had a meltdown. Natalie, are you around? I think 𝗙cie𝗶𝗃𝗍 had a meltdown. I want to get at that. We got to look at Kash Patel, guys. Dude, we got to look at Kash, okay? Like, dude, Kash, I think Kash is getting fired, bro. Oh. Dude, Kash is getting fired. I'm telling you right now, guys, we could have UBI right now, and it would be real simple, okay? It would be that you would have a digital ID, right? You would have a digital ID like songwriters do, like the barcode ID you have on a record, okay? And then every time a company monetizes your data, every time a company with a you know, an online fucking cookie or within your Maps app, or you go and anytime the, you know, Apple and the phone company and your fucking, you know, the apps you're using, every single time those people monetize your data or use your data, you get a little digital royalty like songwriters do, right? Exactly. We'd all have a code, and every time you do all your behavior online, every time they would monetize you, every time they would use your data, you'd get a little digital royalty. And so every company would pay out a fraction of the billions, and we would all have like a ton of we would have plenty of money. And then we would have an incentive to keep using their shit and to keep being monetized. You know, it would be like an incentive to let them monetize us, and then we would collect royalties. Dude, it would be a totally like workable system, right? It would be a totally workable system. And people who used a lot of apps and consumed a lot in the world would make a little bit more money than people who didn't participate that much, right? So if you were very active in the digital online world and you use that shit a lot, you would make money, you know? Dude, it'd be great, right? It would be real easy, dude. Like royalties. If I am your product, I pay me a royalty, okay? But let's go. We're all more likely to get a UTI. Yeah, true. True. Right? UTI before the UBI. Dude, if you stand next to Trump, you're going to get a UTI, boss. Right? You can get a UTI just brushing, like, you know what I'm saying? If you brush against him, you're going to get a UTI. That dirty old bastard. Dude. Let's go. All right, so let's look at Kash, though. Okay? So Kash is fucking, there he is. He's got people coming to his defense. So this is all about the Atlantic story, okay? Let's fucking go to this story. The Atlantic. All right, let's see. So we have a big story in the Atlantic about Kash. Now, here's what I want to say about Kash Patel before we look at this. It says the FBI director is MIA. Kash Patel has alarmed colleagues with episodes of excessive drinking and unexplained absences. Let me just say, guys, I want to preface this with a couple of things that make sense to me. We have seen him bungling investigations, okay, from the very beginning with Charlie Kirk and with other things, and with not deportation, but FBI enforcement related shit, right? Where he is like live tweeting what the FBI is doing. Oh, we got someone. No, oh, we missed it. You know what I mean? Like, he's been doing some crazy shit from the very start. Okay, number two, guys, and this is a big one, okay? Don't discount this. From the very beginning, Kash Patel was in over his head, guys, okay? Kash Patel has never managed something as big as the FBI. He was a fucking podcaster, okay? Podcasters don't have necessarily the experience of running multiple thousands of people type organizations, okay? Large scale management across multiple departments in a huge fucking federal agency is like, that's a big deal. That's a lot of pressure and a hard job for somebody who's even managed a fucking agency before. But for a podcaster who is never like had any experiencing managing something huge like that, this guy was in way over his head. Like, I couldn't believe they confirmed him because of his lack of fucking managerial experience. I mean, he'd been like a junior attorney, you know what I mean? Like, dude, you gotta have somebody with some kind of managerial experience, guys, or it's gonna be a disaster. But so he was in way over his head. And then the other thing is burying the Epstein files had to take a toll. Okay? Burying the Epstein files, that was his whole life, was the Epstein files. Then he's in power behind this thing and they're just buried, just hidden, nothing, like whoosh. Now, we've seen the results of like these behaviors with him. Remember at the Olympics when he's like chugging beers with the fucking hockey players? Like, dude, why was the FBI guy chugging beers with the Olympians? There was like real shit going on in the world, and he was out there slamming beers with fucking Olympic hockey players. He's been taking planes to see his girlfriend's band. I mean, he has been engaging in like what appears to be like avoidant, non-managerial tasks, and with somewhat of an abundance, flying all over the country, like seeing his girlfriend perform and shit. So I think maybe he's just like falling apart. You know, he was given a position he was not qualified for, and he can't do it well. And he seems like he's been crumbling from like day one, guys. You know, I mean, as I see it, and this isn't even about me disliking him. It's just about the sheer fact of the matter that he never looked like he was in control of that agency. He always looked like he was like struggling to hold himself together, you know? So this story to me does not seem far-fetched. I feel like, you know, as an alcoholic, I've already seen signs in him of what look like, a little antisocial, self-destructive sort of behavior from somebody that's in way over their head. Like, dude, managing the FBI is not easy, guys. Okay? That shit is not easy. You certainly don't have time to be flying around the country, seeing your girlfriend's fucking rock shows and going and visiting hockey players in Europe, dude. Like, managing the FBI is like a 20-hour-a-day job, even if you have experience. I mean, give me a fucking break, dude. Dude, I'm working like 16, 18 hours a day with a goddamn YouTube channel, bro. Give me a fucking break how, like, the FBI would be so, so consuming, dude. Dude. All right. But anyway, let's check it out. All right. On Friday, April 10th, as FBI Director Kash Patel was preparing to leave work for the weekend, he struggled to log into an internal computer system. He quickly became convinced he had been locked out, and he panicked, frantically calling aides and allies to announce that he had been fired by the White House. Dude, homie. Oh my God, dude, homie's in like a coke bender hole, dude. He just showed up at the office after like probably being high on coke for a week, and he can't remember his password. He couldn't get into the computer. He was telling everybody he had been fired. Dude, two of the people described his behavior as a freak out. And remember, his shit got hacked too. Like, guys, this is a national security threat here, okay? When your FBI director can't even log into a computer system, and the minute his login doesn't work, he thinks he's been fired. Like, homie is on one, bro. Patel oversees an agency that employs roughly 38,000 people. Oh my God, dude. I had no idea the FBI was that big. I thought it was like 10 grand. 38,000. Dude, he's running an agency that's basically a small, like a mid-sized small town, including many who are trained to investigate and verify information that can be presented under oath in a court of law. News of his emotional outbursts ricocheted through the bureau, prompting chatter among officials and in some corners of the building, expressions of relief. Dude, everyone was relieved when they thought he was getting canned, bro. The White House fielded calls from the bureau and from members of Congress asking who was now in charge. Dude! Bro! Like, I mean, guys, dude, just think about this. I mean, it is comical, the fact that, there's a Friday in the FBI and the whole agency thinks the director's been fired. They're calling the White House. Who's running this place? Dude, he's having a fucking meltdown. The White House is like, dude, nobody got fired, dude. Dude, welcome to Trump land, bro. Like, what the hell, dude? Oh my God. Oh my God. That is the most embarrassing fucking story I've ever seen. It turned out the answer was still Patel. He had not been fired. The access problem, two people familiar with the matter said, appears to have been a technical error, and it was quickly resolved. It was all ultimately bullshit, one FBI official told me. But Patel, according to multiple current officials, as well as former officials who have stayed close to him, is deeply concerned that his job is in jeopardy. And let me just tell you, boss, hey, 𝗙cie, if you're hearing this, if you're having a freak out like that and the White House is getting calls wondering who's running the FBI, you probably are going to get bounced soon, boss. Okay? It is coming, dude. Dude, you are about to get 𝗙cie𝗋𝗋. You're going to walk in, right? He's going to walk in on Monday and there's going to be a bunch of balloon animals on his desk. That's how they're doing it now. They put some balloons on your desk. some balloon animals on your desk and you're like, oh shit, I'm about to get Kristi Noem. Oh. He has good reason to think so, including some having to do with what witnesses described to me as bouts of excessive drinking. My colleague Ashley Parker and I reported earlier this month that Patel was among the officials expected to be fired after Pam Bondi's ouster on April 2nd. We're all just waiting for the word that Patel is officially out of the top job, an FBI official told me this week. And a former official told my colleague that Patel was rightly paranoid. Senior members of the Trump admin are already discussing who might replace him. Oh, dude, that's got to be so bad. Like, to just know. And now this article is out, and now he knows that everybody else knows, and he just doesn't know when the axe is coming. I mean, I will say this, guys, that you may have noticed. Look at what's happening, though. Okay, that all of the people connected to the Epstein investigation are getting removed. Okay, he brought in Bondi, he brought in Cash, he brought in Bongino, and then Bongino resigned, Bondi got fired, Cash is gonna get fired. He is like all of the people that were involved in finding Trump's name, going through the files, redacting Trump's name, and hiding the shit. Everybody who did that dirty work is getting removed. And now Blanche has come in now that everything's under lock and key, and they're basically going to build a DOJ and an FBI that is based around people who don't even know what that shit is. Okay? He's going to bring in like close allies who have not seen the files, so therefore they don't have to lie, right? I mean, that's really the technique, right? It's like, you saw the movie Casino, right? Remember the movie Casino? They hired a president of the casino who had no idea what was going on, but then he would go out and give news conferences, and he's not lying. He just doesn't know anything. Okay, so he can go out there and just say, I genuinely don't know. No, we don't have anything like that. And he's not lying. He can be under oath, and he's totally fine. He's not lying. Yes, there's no Trump in the files. No, none of that. They're right? Boom. But they removed the people that would have to lie. And now they're out. Now, of course, when the Democrats take power, all of those people should be brought back in the fold. But it is really common, guys, in the mob, or, it's like you have a front, okay? You have a front man in the mob, or if you have some type of illegal operation, you have a front man that can talk to people without telling a lie, and they just genuinely don't know anyone. Seems like Trump is trying to do that now. He's removing everybody that did the dirty work. His personal lawyer is managing the shit because he'll lie all day. And then everyone else is going to be frontmen that are going to have nothing to do. They're going to know nothing about what went on last year with those files. It's a pretty good setup when you think about it. They'll be immune to under oath challenges. And dude, this is fucking pissing me off, bro. It is pissing me off. All right, you ready? In response to a detailed list of 19 questions, the White House spokesperson Karoline Leavitt told me that under Donald Trump and Patel, crime across the country has plummeted to the lowest level in more than 100 years, and many high-profile criminals have been put behind bars. Director Patel remains a critical player on the admin's law and order team. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche said Patel has accomplished more in 14 months than the previous administration did in 4 years. Dude, that's bullshit. Maybe more flying to see his girlfriends on the dole, but give me a break. Anonymous source hit pieces do not constitute journalism. The FBI responded with a statement saying, print it, all false. I'll see you in court. Bring your checkbook. Dude, look at this. Print it, all false. I'll see you in court. Bring your checkbook. All right, big dog. Dude, guys, can I just tell you right now? That's not going to happen. Okay. The Atlantic would not run this story without like significant sourcing. Okay. You know what I'm saying? This is not Fox News. Okay. The Atlantic is not Fox News. The Atlantic is not like the Des Moines Register or whatever. Dude, the Atlantic has been producing hard-hitting, like accurate behind-the-scenes journalism for a long time, guys. They have. They're like very connected in like government administrations. So I don't think they're going to be bringing the checkbook. Dude, that's funny though. Print it all false. I'll see you in court. Bring your checkbook. Okay, the IT lockout episode is emblematic of Patel's tumultuous tenure as director. He's erratic, suspicious of others, prone to jumping to conclusions before he has necessary evidence, according to more than 24 people I interviewed about Patel's conduct. Dude, that's crazy. The reporter talked to 24 people about his conduct. Dude, it's not even one person. It's not like one anonymous source. They're talking to like everybody that is working with this guy. That's crazy. All right. Including current and former FBI officials, staff at law enforcement and intelligence agencies, hospitality industry workers. Dude, they went to like the restaurants and the bars that he hangs out in, and they talked to the fucking like the waiters and shit. Hospitality industry workers, members of Congress, political operatives, lobbyists, and former advisors. Speaking on the condition of anonymity to discuss sensitive information and private conversations, they've described Patel's tenure as a management failure and his personal behavior as a national security vulnerability. Dude, oh, I mean, it is. I mean, he's already been hacked, guys. And we know, like, who knows? Who knows how much of the U.S. government's information has already been jacked while this guy's in office? He's just in way over his head, okay? They said that the problems with his conduct go well beyond what has been previously known and include both conspicuous inebriation and unexplained absences. His behavior has often alarmed officials at the FBI and DOJ, even as he won support from the White House for his eager participation in Trump's effort to turn federal law enforcement against the president's perceived political enemies. Several officials told me Patel's drinking has been a recurring source of concern across the government. They said that he is known to drink to the point of obvious intoxication, in many cases at the private club Ned's in D.C., while in the presence of the White House and other administration staff. He is also known to drink in excess at the Poodle Room in Vegas, where he frequently spends part of his weekends. Early in his tenure, meetings and briefings had to be rescheduled for later in the day as a result of his alcohol-fueled nights. 6 current and former officials and others familiar with his schedule told me. Dude, so he's going to Vegas on the weekends, bro, and just getting hammered. Dude, that is not good, man. That is not good. I wonder how many strippers he's trying to bang too, dude. With like a, you know what I'm saying? He's probably got the drunken squish going on. He's trying to like, you know, it's like trying to squeeze a towel into a garden hose, dude. She's like, dude, what the fuck? That shit is flaccid, boss. Get out of here. You're paying extra. Trying to fucking squeeze. It's like you're trying to put toothpaste back in the tube, Cash. What are you doing, bro? Oh, dude, yes. Right? On multiple occasions in the past year, members of his security detail had difficulty waking Patel because he was seemingly intoxicated. So, dude, they can't even wake him up, bro. Requests for breaching equipment, normally used by SWAT and hostage rescue teams to quickly gain entry into buildings, was made last year because he was unreachable behind locked doors. Dude, they had to like call in the SWAT team to get into his hotel room, bro. Oh my God, dude. Yeah. I'm sure this had something to do with Bongino, like, fleeing, too. No way, guys. They had to get breaching equipment because they couldn't wake him up. Okay, can I just tell you, though, guys? I did that. I had an issue with that in college, okay? I lived in a fraternity house. Guys, I took a lot of heat for this, okay? I went with a college roommate in the fraternity to a Circuit City, and they were offering Circuit City credit cards. And so I got a Circuit City credit card. They gave me like $1,000 in credit. So I went and bought a Kenwood stereo and some big ass 𝗙𝗏𝗡 speakers. I brought that shit back to the fraternity house. And it was amazing. I was like, dude, they just gave me free money, dude. I went there to help him buy a VCR. I came home with $1,000 stereo. But anyway, I would get drunk and I would pass out with the stereo just blasting. And UCLA had their own police department, UCPD. And so the UCPD would come and they would bang on the door trying to wake me up to shut it down. And if they couldn't wake me up, they would go down in the basement and they would turn all the power off in the whole fraternity house, which would kill the stereo. But then all of my fraternity brothers' alarm clocks would get reset. And everyone in the fraternity would wake up late for class or like miss tests and shit. And they would be furious at me, dude. They were livid, bro, when that shit would happen. Dude, I'd have like 30 guys that literally just want to they wanted my scalp, dude. They were not pleased. And this would happen like once a week, dude. Dude, they fucking hated me, bro. I was such a problem child, dude. I was a problem. This was 1988. This was before people had cell phone alarms. Everyone was waking up with a regular traditional alarm clock. So yeah, Cash, baby. Dude, I feel you, bro. I have been there, okay? I know how bad it is, boss. Yeah, dude. Let me just say, my standing in the fraternity went down real quick when that like drunken blackout behavior began. All right? It definitely left an impression on people, dude. Dude, they were so mad. Oh my God, dude. All right. Some of Patel's colleagues worry his personal behavior has become a threat to public safety. An FBI director is expected to be available and focused on his job, especially when the nation is at war with the state sponsor of terrorism, right? Current and former officials told me they have long worried about what would happen in the event of a domestic terrorist attack while Patel is in office. And they said that their apprehension has increased significantly in the weeks since Trump launched his military campaign against Iran. That's what keeps me up at night, one official said. And that is very correct, guys. If something crazy happens, like, we're fucked, dude. There's no way he could manage a significant, like, anti-terrorism response. And remember the other guy who was in charge of the anti-terrorism? Remember the waiter? The anti-terrorism kid? This guy, remember Fugate? Right? This guy who's in charge of anti-terrorism? Like, bro, dude, our whole government is being run by like Stifler. You know what I'm saying? We're watching the American Pie movies, dude. It's like Stifler and his bros are running the fucking federal law enforcement agency. He was a busboy, yes. He was a grocery bagger. Dude, I don't know what he was doing, dude. He was like massaging Benny Johnson's nuts. He was doing something. By the way, guys, just so you know, quick sidebar though. Ashley St. Clair did reply to me, okay? She did. She replied to me, guys, on fucking, hold on. I told you how I had reached out to her and look, okay? So, right? I had reached out to Ashley St. Clair. Hold on. There she is. Okay. Where I replied to her and she said, it's coming. Okay. That's what she said. I asked her about, you know, it was replying to a story, but I told her how, like, a lot of people are worried. We're not sure if we can trust her. Is she really going to out Benny? Like, and she said, it is coming. Okay. So, dude, she, like, I don't know what she has planned, but she is apparently livid. I'm going to keep in contact with her more, and maybe I'll get her on the show at some point. Okay? Maybe we'll get her on the show. Oh, shit, dude. Oh, my God, dude. That's crazy. All right. I'm gonna have to check that out. Dude, I met another neighbor too on Instagram, guys. I used to live in this apartment near Park La Brea, and there was a woman who lived up on the 4th floor of my building, and she was super cool. And, you know, the neighbor under her was a guy I used to go surfing with all the time. And she, for a long time, dated one of the people on Days of Our Lives, this guy, Austin. And so I fucking found her. I stumbled across her on Instagram, and like, dude, she just messaged me too. That's crazy, dude. Dude, I'm like reconnecting with people from like, that's a long time ago, dude. That was like 1993, dude, right? 1994. Dude, that is fucking 32 years ago. Isn't that crazy? Dude, crazy. Fucking A, bro. All right. But yeah, so Ashley St. Clair did reply, guys. So I guess it's coming. All right, it is coming. But yeah, dude, this eyebrow, what is this guy doing? All right, so yeah, Fugate, we're in trouble, bro. Right? Meeting my base now to find the rich, successful, fund my political run. Dude, I don't know what that means. Dude, I don't know what that means. Fugate, yeah, you see the eyebrow? Like, what is that eyebrow? He's got like an Elon Musk fucking ketamine eyebrow, dude. All right, here we go. So, Patel arrived at the FBI in early 2025 as a deeply polarizing figure. He had risen from being a public defender in Miami to a congressional aide and ultimately a national security official during the first Trump admin. During his confirmation hearing, Chuck Grassley expressed optimism. He's the right change agent for the FBI. We need a big shakeup. Dude, Limbies! Is that time? Pine Box, let's go! Pine Box! Pine Box! Dude, somebody did mention a dance party goal. Let's do it. Let's get it going, dude. Dude, should I just do 15 minutes? Should we do a 15-minute goal since we always wait to the end? Or nah, we'll leave it for 30. We'll leave it for fucking 30, boss. There we go. There it is. Let's go. The goal is up. Let's go, baby. Oh, you had a couple up there too? Let's see what we got. Dude, Tony had one that says, women's size medium jacket experience. Let's go, Tony. And Cash 𝗙𝗪𝗍𝗆, man, the Kirk murder, he knew stuff. Dude, yes. Dude, he was crazy. Dude, Pine Box LFG, let's go, Ella. Thank you, Tony, for the reminder. It's true. Dude, during the Charlie Kirk thing was like some of the worst law enforcement I have ever seen. Okay, let me just tell you, dude, Limbies, let's go. Dude, let's effing do it together. Yes, Dio. Dude, I'm telling you guys, I've always been a huge like serial killer follower or whatever. And I've known people in law enforcement. And dude, the behavior of the FBI during the Charlie Kirk murder was like the most irresponsible and stupidly incompetent, reckless I've ever seen a law enforcement agency behave in the middle of a major, like, you know, a major criminal incident. And you didn't even have the FBI director like doing news conferences. It was the governor of the fucking state running around like talking about leftists and shit while the FBI guy was like, we got him, we don't got him, we got him, we don't got him. Oh, I'm gonna go see my girlfriend. Oh, my girlfriend's gig is at 10 p.m. Dude, you're like, bro, what are you doing? Dude, gig tax services, let's go, gig. Appreciate you, boss. Let's go. I'm starting EMDR soon. Thanks for the suggestion. Ooh, sticky nug. Good for you. Dude, let's go. Dude, EMDR, like starting EMDR, that is huge. Sticky. That is like, and stick with it. Okay, it can take a little while to like get in there and have it like jar shit up, but like kudos to you. That's going to be life-changing. Thanks for the nightly therapy. Let's go, the one. Glad you're getting something of value of this, because I certainly am. All right, under questioning from skeptical Democrats, Patel vowed there will be no retributive actions and that he was not aware of any plans to punish FBI staff who have been part of investigations into Trump. Well, that sure became a huge lie, right? That was right up there with the Supreme Court people who said Roe versus Wade was settled law, okay? Democrats were not the only ones who were leery of Patel, who had a record of embracing far-fetched conspiracy theories, including the notion that the FBI and its informants helped instigate January 6th attack on the Capitol. Several Republicans wavered on whether to back him, but a pressure campaign by the White House and its allies ultimately prevailed, and he was confirmed. Inside the FBI, which had been wounded by a number of scandals, many hoped Patel could give the Bureau a fresh start, but even many of those who had been enthusiastic about his arrival have since been disappointed. Officials said that Patel has been an irregular presence at FBI headquarters and in field offices, and that he has compounded the agency's existing bureaucratic bottlenecks. Several current and former officials told me Patel is often away or unreachable, delaying time-sensitive decisions needed to advance investigations. On several occasions, Patel's delays resulted in normally unflappable agents losing their shit. Dude. Guys, that's gotta suck, bro. You know? I mean, when you think about it, and guys, I don't like law enforcement. I fucking hate law enforcement. But the FBI, they're dealing with some pretty like big league investigations. And so for them to be in the middle of something where they need like decisions made and you can't even like find the director, like nobody knows where he is, you can't reach him. So whatever you're doing is just like going into the ground, or the shit you've been working on for years is getting fucked over because you can't get. Dude, that's so brutal. Like the chain of command in something like the FBI is like so important, dude. I feel bad for those guys, because the thing about like these law enforcement agencies prior to Trump, they were notoriously like nonpartisan. Okay, like those agents, they didn't care what political party you were from or the people they were chasing were from, because it wasn't politics. It was about like, you know, no politics involved. And now they're trying to politicize the FBI and law enforcement and the military and all that. And it's going to be a real detriment, guys. It is. It's going to be a real detriment. All right, Patel has also earned a reputation for acting impulsively during high-stakes investigations. He announced triumphantly on social media the FBI had a person of interest in the Brown University shooting. The person was soon released while agents continued to hunt. Still, he has his fans. The president has been pleased in his efforts to purge agents who worked on January 6 cases and other probes into Trump. He's also indicated he is relatively unbothered by grumblings about Patel from within the FBI. That's not surprising. Patel views many of the Bureau's veterans as anti-Trump deep state agents who have worked against him and his followers. But Patel has, on occasion, earned the president's ire. Trump has complained the FBI director seemed unprepared for TV appearances and that some high-profile investigations that he directed Patel to pursue have not moved quickly enough. These include inquiries into former Biden administration officials and other political opponents. I would pay money to read text messages FBI staff have been exchanging about Cash's incompetent ass. Oh my God. Yeah, nerdy black woman, you are spot on. I bet that shit is crazy, right? I bet it is, dude. Dude, Trumpy's pissed because he's not arresting people. And I've seen MAGA too. MAGA this was their chief complaint with Pam Bondi. And this is definitely their complaint with the FBI, with Kash Patel, is that they're not arresting anyone. Like, they want to see, like, Obama in handcuffs and shit. Dude, Kash sucks at his job. It should be embarrassing. It should. And it is. All right, guys. 21 and 23. We're doing great. Patel's spotty attendance at the office and eagerness with which he's embraced the perks and travel that come with the job have also been sources of concern at the White House. Some in the West Wing have followed the headlines about his use of the FBI jet for personal matters, as well as whispers about his love of partying, and said they fear that Trump would react badly were he to focus on those storylines. DOJ's ethics handbook state that an employee is prohibited from habitually using alcohol or other intoxicants to excess. The department's inspector general has warned that off-duty alcohol consumption can not only impair employees' judgment, can also make them vulnerable to exploitation or coercion by foreign adversaries. Patel's drinking is no secret. While on official travel to Italy, he was filmed chugging beer with the hockey team. Following their gold medal victory, the incident prompted the president, who does not drink and whose brother died following a long struggle with alcoholism, to call the FBI director to convey his unhappiness. But officials told me Patel's alcohol use goes far beyond the occasional beer. All right. FBI officials and others in the administration have privately questioned whether alcohol played a role in the instances in which he shared inaccurate information about law enforcement investigations, including following the murder of Charlie Kirk. Yikes, dude. Was he drunk when he was live tweeting that shit? Has he been hammered when he's tweeting about, like, Charlie Kirk and George Zinn and all that? I mean, it would track. You know that 𝗙𝗍𝗄𝗏 has been hammered. Like, it would absolutely track. Many of the people who spoke with me said they've been afraid to reveal their concerns about Patel publicly or through traditional whistleblower channels because he's been aggressive in cracking down on anyone he deems insufficiently loyal. So, yeah, they can't speak up. They're worried that they're going to get attacked. Dude, Eli said, like Bondi, his job is to work for the chump, period. That's true, boss. You're not wrong. All right. At Patel's direction, FBI employees are polygraphed in an attempt to identify leakers. Bro, dude, talk about a hostile work environment. Yikes. Dude, that is so toxic. Like, dude, you can't have a serious fucking organization when you're doing that, bro. You know, where, like, he's so distrustful that he's polygraphing everyone. Dude, that is crazy. Like, there's that whole place is a disaster, dude. One former official told me the Bureau employees have been asked in these sessions for opinions about Patel's perceived enemies, as well as whether they've ever said anything disparaging about the director or the president. Oh my God. Dude, that's brutal, right? That they're all like paranoid, drug-addled freaks, dude. They are. Patel has held on to his job in part because of his commitment of using the federal government to target political and personal adversaries of the president. Okay? He designated a list of government officials, past and present, that he alleged were corrupt or disloyal. In an interview that year on the Bannon podcast, he said he planned to come after members of the media for their 2020 election coverage. He's led a purge of people he believes are anti-Trump conspirators or enemies within the FBI. That's included firing people, opening investigations, pressuring agents to quit when they push back or when he perceived they push back, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Some of the FBI are concerned his behavior has left the country more vulnerable, right? One former intelligence official told me there's a lack of experience at FBI headquarters and the turnover rate is high in field offices. Dude, I'm sure nobody wants to work for this clown, dude. All right. A current official described people inside the Bureau feeling besieged and disillusioned or even angry. Days before the U.S. launched its war with Iran, Patel fired members of a counterintelligence squad that was devoted in part to Iran. Dude, Intuition Gen, let's go. Let's go, guys. We need 19 and 18, baby. We're doing great. Yikes, dude. The director said in testimony before Congress, the agents had been let go because their work investigating Trump's handling of classified documents had placed them in violation of the Bureau's ethics rules. But multiple officials told me they were concerned that the firings had been rushed and would leave the U.S. shorthanded at a crucial moment. Patel has publicly proclaimed the FBI needs to demonstrate that it is fierce, and officials I spoke with said he is fixated on that image in private as well. He recently expressed frustration with the look of FBI merchandise, complaining it isn't intimidating enough. Officials have grown accustomed to such behavior, and they've learned to roll their eyes at it, but they said the absurdity masks real concerns about what Patel's leadership has meant for an institution that the country relies on for national security and the safety of its citizens. Part of me is glad he's wasting his time on bullshit because it's less dangerous for rule of law for the American public, but it also means we don't have a real functioning FBI director. Dude, Intuition Gen, let's go! Guys! Dude, think about this last line here, okay? Where one of the FBI officials said, part of me's glad he's doing this stupid shit because it's less dangerous for everybody, but that also means we don't have a functioning director. Like, bro, so the FBI is just winging it. Dude, wild card. Dude, Kash Patel looks like he put bath salts in his Mountain Dew Code Red. Dude, he looks like something, dude. He looks like he's been fucking snorting banana peels, bro. That is brutal. What an indictment, bro. What an indictment that is. Like, that is crazy. And here's his response, dude. So he responded publicly. You ready? He said, see you and your entire entourage of false reporting in court, but do keep at it with the fake news. Actual malice standard is now what some would call a legal layup. Okay? Yeah, I'm not sure, right? Right? And here we go. The Patel's, well, yeah, let's watch this. Let's watch this clip, dude. Dude, again, the Atlantic, dude, the Atlantic is not fucking around, guys. Okay? They are not. Okay? The Atlantic, you know, if this was a New York Post story, I could see, right? Or the Daily Mail or some shit. But like, dude, the Atlantic is not fucking around, bro. I mean, because not only that was really well written, like they have really good writers. Their stories are like meticulously crafted and researched at the Atlantic. I mean, that's why they do such bombshell stuff.
I should note the FBI responded to the Atlantic with a graceful and eloquent statement attributed to Patel. And here's what he said. Print it, all false. I'll see you in court. Bring your checkbook. Graceful, eloquent.
Oh, bring your checkbook.
Okay. Joining me now is the reporter who broke that story, staff writer for The Atlantic, Sarah Fitzpatrick. First of all, Sarah, I'm so grateful you could be here because we saw this story and we reached out and we were like, can you come talk to us about it? And here you are. I want to talk to you about all the details of this bombshell report. I just skimmed the story, the surface there, I should say. But first, I just want to give you an opportunity to respond to this reaction to your piece because Patel's advisor, Erika Kirk, called your piece fabricated stories. She said that every serious D.C. reporter passed on. Sarah Fitzpatrick and Jeffrey Goldberg printed it anyway. Lawsuit is being filed. What do you say to that?
I say that I am a very careful, very diligent, award-winning investigative reporter with a history of award-winning work across multiple organizations. You and I, in fact, have worked together previously. I stand by every word of this reporting. We have excellent attorneys, and you know, it is a surprising statement, but a very telling statement, I believe. And I would also note, we reached out for comment to the White House and to the Justice Department, neither of which disputed anything. We gave multiple opportunities, including 19 detailed questions. So we stand by every word. And look, this is telling. because there are so many people, you alluded to it earlier, these are not the types of people who are willing to speak out outside of the FBI, especially right now, because Kash Patel is going after people with polygraphs in a way that has never happened at the Bureau.
Dude, she is a badass, bro. I'm serious. Dude, she, like, what a badass. She does not seem even remotely fazed by Kash's shit. I mean, investigative reporters, they don't fuck around, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't fuck around. They are not meek. You do not become an investigative reporter by being shy and meek and worrying about stepping on people's toes. Somebody said pit bull, dude. They are. But, like, dude, I love her. Her energy is amazing. She's like, bring it on, dude. All right, you ready? Let's go. We got a couple more here. LFG with the gifts at 𝗙𝗎𝗄𝗧. Let's go. Thank you, DL. And 𝗙𝗎𝗄𝗧, yeah, Kash Patel. Dude, Kash Patel. Let's go, Intuition Gen. He is so incompetent. Dude, 𝗙𝗎𝗄𝗧 with more memberships. Let's go, Trumpy. Oh, Trumpy. Oh, Trumpy. Oh, Trumpy. Ow. Get shit on. Dude, let's go. All right, guys, we're halfway there. We got 12 minutes. We're doing great, dude.
So for it to be this level of alarm, this is people genuinely concerned that America is a danger as a result of this conduct. And I feel, a real responsibility to take care of that reporting incredibly carefully. And The Atlantic is nothing but diligent, and we have amazing lawyers and amazing editors, and I stand by every word.
Dude, let's go. Dude, she is unfazed, bro. Unfazed, boss. Dude, we gotta find her, bro, because I feel like she deserves a follow, dude. She's a fucking badass. And Kash is going to be dude, like, there it is. Dude, they always use this fucking, like, this is so funny, bro. Like, who are they talking about here? They're fucking Sarah Fitzpatrick. Dude, those fucking, dude, the right wingers. There she is. Let's go. Dude, badass. I love it. Love it. That was a good article. Oh my God. Spoke to 24 people, right? And then they gave very detailed questions, okay? And the White House and the FBI wouldn't respond, right? And polygraphs are, they're not reliable. But the thing about the polygraphs, DB, let's go. Pump and Numb Friday, Crash Monday, let's go. Dude, the thing about polygraphs is they're just doing them to, like, Kash Patel and those guys are mostly doing it as a threat, okay? Like, that's the thing that's so damaging about it. It is intimidation, exactly. By putting people through polygraphs and doing that shit randomly, you subject everyone to the possibility that they're going to get caught. And so it sows suspicion. And then people worry about, like, their safety. If they want to be a whistleblower, it encourages people to keep their mouths shut. I mean, the whole thing is just a toxic work environment. Home for Kash. Let's go, dude. We should send his dumb ass to the moon. Dude, it is so, it just creates a toxic workplace, man. You know? And I've worked in some bars where, like, all of the management were cocaine addicts. And so I've seen some toxic, paranoid workplaces. Let me just tell you, dude, it can get funky, bro. It can, dude. Just saying hello on my lunch break dance balls. Let's go, 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗏. Because you know, I'm telling you right now, you know what is happening, guys? Blunt front, let's go. I am telling you right now, okay, that what they are doing is I am sure there are things going on in that FBI where people are getting yelled at and berated and like investigated by Kash and his like cronies where they haven't even done anything. Like that's the one thing you see with those paranoid, like freaky, obsessed people when they start losing it. They always go after the wrong people, right? They're never going after the people that are actually working behind their back. They're always grabbing the people that like don't have anything to do with it because their radar is usually so jammed up with paranoia that they have no idea who's really out to get them because it's usually somebody right next to them, their most trusted person who's like leaking shit, okay? And then the game begins of like the people who are leaking start convincing him these other people are the ones doing it. And it just becomes a rat's nest, bro. Dude, Jesus. Right? Jesus. Yeah, but so doing a polygraph for applicants is one thing, right? But that's different, right? If you apply to the FBI or whatever, and they do a polygraph and they ask you some questions and stuff, that's different, right? You're going into law enforcement, right? So passing a polygraph or taking a polygraph to get considered for a job in high-level federal law enforcement, that makes sense. But if you've been a federal agent for 20 years and you and all your coworkers who've been working there for 20 years are now getting polygraphs on a random Tuesday issued by the director because he's afraid you've said something bad about him or the president, like now you are in mental illness territory, okay? That is not normal behavior. That is the kind of behavior that happens when people have no control over the agency they're running and they are like think everybody's out to get them and they are looking for somebody to throw under the bus. Jesus, bro. What a disaster, right? I mean, an absolute disaster. This is like talking about them like they're serious people. Well, yeah, I mean, the people though, Jen Cole, like the actual like career agents, the people who work at the FBI are serious people, right? And I think that's sort of the thing that's really hard is everybody around Kash Patel, with the exception of like his hand-picked close associates, are all very serious people that have been working under, you know, tried and true institutions, probably many of them for like, you know, 10, 15, 20 years. What a disaster. I can't imagine the Pentagon is much better, guys, with 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗏, right? Like 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗏 has had a little bit of managerial experience. He did like run a nonprofit that he did run into the ground, but he did run a small nonprofit once. Oh, Jesus, dude. Brutal. All right. Fuck you, Kash. Oh, Kash, don't worry, buddy. When we fire you, you can still change my diapers. Oh, you can put little Marco to bed. Woo. Let's go. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Dude, fucking craziness, boss. But I mean, you know what they say. If you put a clown in charge, right, you can't be surprised when it turns into a circus. Right? Dude, ground floor VC got free bras every week. All right, let's go. Dude, let's go. Oh yeah, 4 minutes, guys. All right, let's focus on the dance party goal. We got 4 minutes. We need 11. Let's go. I'll talk about some sideline shit. You know what I found out today, guys? That was pretty amazing. Let me share with you an amazing story while we get these last 11 and 4, baby. Let's lock this dance party. All right? So, and I will answer your question about polygraphs. in a minute, though. But I found out today that the city my half-sister lived in the religious commune, Eureka Springs, Arkansas, is now like the LGBTQ capital of the South, guys. That Eureka Springs has become like an enclave of the LGBTQ and hippies. Okay? Dude, Ella, let's go. Thank you, boss. All right, guys, 10 away, 3 minutes. So, yeah, that's pretty cool that the religious commune town has become sort of the LGBTQ-friendly enclave of the South. And I thought that was pretty interesting and neat, and probably, like, you know, not surprising, because maybe just a whole bunch of those, like, religious Christians just hung out and, you know, Benny Johnson and got in touch with their true self. Dude, Jason's LFG boss, let's go. Now, somebody asked about a polygraph. Let me tell you guys, polygraphs can be beaten, and they can be beaten through a number of ways. They can be beaten through like distraction techniques where you keep yourself distracted to maintain like a minimum, like, you know, activity. And then your focus on the distraction allows you to say untruths without it. I do have one personal story. One of the half brothers who essayed me when I was a kid. Okay. He was in and out of trouble. He got taken away by the state. He went to like a youth prison where he got essayed himself and blah, blah, blah. But when he was like 17, he was living in a halfway house in Stockton. Dude, Jason's 2 more from the ruse. All right, guys, 2 minutes. We need 8 more and 2, baby. And what happened was he got in trouble. Him and his friend, his roommate in the halfway house, stole a whole bunch of car stereos. And this was like right before he was about to get out and he was going to come back and live with the family. And he had to take a lie detector test and he ended up passing it. Even though he stole those car stereos, he passed the lie detector test and he got out. And then he came and lived with us again, which probably wasn't good for me. Like but whatever, right? But he did pass. So it is possible, and he definitely did it too. He was guilty as fuck. But you'll be happy to know he's in prison now in Wisconsin, and he'll probably be there for life too. All right, guys, 8 in 1 minute, guys. Last minute, baby. This is go time. Go time, go time, go time. Here it is, 50 seconds. Secure the dance party. Here's your taste, guys. Pendulous. Yes, trans rights are human rights. They certainly are. Thank you, Pendulous. Good to see you, buddy. Let's go. 7 left. Oh, shit. 30 seconds. Oh, shit. Dude, we're in trouble. This is it. We're locked in. Taste was just a tease. It was. 6, Betty Goldblum. Let's go. 6 away, guys. 20 seconds. 5 away. Ella, let's go. 15 seconds. Oh, my God. Down to the wire. 12, 11, 10, 9. We were so close. Oh, we missed it. 4 away. Make poll for Melania to dance on. Oh, all right. 4 away, guys. We're in bonus time. We got 1 minute. We're going to stick with it for a minute. We're going to bang out those last 4. We've come this far. Let's go. Oh, shit. Dude, I'll set a 1 minute timer. There it is. Dude, 3 away. Let's go, Dio. Eureka Springs and Crystals burn hippies for 30 years. Let's go. Yes. Love it. No, dude, the downtown is actually pretty cool in Eureka Springs. It is like really, it's like, you know, kind of on some hills and shit and real old timey. Dude, dance party. Let's go, dude. James Robb, let's go. 30 seconds. 2 away, baby. 2 away. Did Steve Bannon really urinate on himself? It seems like he did. Dude, Limbies, let's go. Dude, the membership giving quarterback. Thank you, Limbies. Appreciate you. All right, let's go. One more. The final one. We're waiting. 15. There it is, Pendulous. Love is love. No bigots, be kind. Let's go. Let's go, Pendulous. Do Johnny John, cool pair. Let's go. Do Paula for the one. Let's go. All right, here we go. Sakatada, sakatada. Let's go. Let's go, baby. It wouldn't take your money? Dude, I don't know what's going on with YouTube, dude. Dude, we want your money. We'll take your money, dude. I got your money. Let's go. Dude, Limbies! No way, 5 gifteds! Dude, let's go. Pendulous and Jason's both got them. And Miss Good Life, she was trying to do a donation, but now she's got a membership. Let's go. Oh, Trumpy. Wrong one. Oh, I want to get the timing, dude. One more time. Oh, Trumpy. Dude, Jason's Australiana. Let's go. Dude, Nerdy Black Woman. Can the Atlantic do a story on the rest of the cabinet? Let's go. Oops, wrong button. Dude, the Atlantic is probably, that's probably not going to be the only story. Who knows what they're cooking on? Oh, shit. Dude, but Sarah Fitzpatrick seems like a badass. So I would say that like they are, I don't think they're going to be deterred by the threats from the Trump admin. Dude, fuck those guys. Dude, let's look at a little bit of Erika Kirk and Trump. Dude, look at that. Dude, drinking and erratic behavior. Oh, shit, bro. All right, you ready? Dude, this has been kind of a crazy couple of days. I'm about the yacht rock I support. Let's go. Dude, let's go, Shelly. Yacht rock. Dude, today's, like, the last couple days have been weird because we got Bannon pissing on himself. We've got Erika Kirk. Dude, she's just being weird, guys. Okay? She's being weird. I have not discussed the Rape Academy thing yet. I have literally just found out about it last night. So I have not really had a chance to look into that. But we will definitely get to that, right? That is bizarre. Dude, there's been a weird couple of days. Like RFK Jr., oh my God, RFK Jr.'s like hearing. Have you seen some of the clips of that hearing? It's like Trump is allowing mercury and he's like, mercury is the most poisonous thing ever. And okay, so do you have a problem that Trump is allowing more mercury? And he's like, I'm not in control of that. You asked me a question about what I'm in control of. It's like, dude, you're working for a guy who is like polluting the shit out of the environment. Like you're telling me you're going to heal chronic disease while your boss is dumping mercury all over in the fucking water supply? Like, what the fuck is he talking about, dude? Dude, you know? Like, dude, he is just so crazy. Oh, you were Gen X? Oh, let's go. Let's go, Miss Good Life. Dude, what are we doing, KFC Jr.? I think he still has the brainworm. But so let's look and see if we can see some of the Erika Kirk clips. I don't know if Rupar watched this. He may not. He did, he definitely has some clips from this TPUSA thing. Dude, this thing was a disaster, guys. What an absolute fucking disaster. Okay? I don't think Rupar watched it. If I was him, I wouldn't have watched it. I mean, he does have some Trump clips. Dude, what is he doing, bro?
To begin with, I ended 8 wars, and it may be a little early to say this, but if we add Iran and Lebanon, that will be 10 wars ended, and many, many millions of lives saved. Think of how many lives we've saved.
Dude, 10 wars ended. Like, he wants credit for ending the war that he started. Dude, what is wrong with this guy? Like, honestly, how does anybody look at this guy and not be like, dude, what the fuck are we doing, bro? Right? I mean, seriously. There's no 8 wars, but for him to add the war he started and be like, oh, yeah, 10 wars. Dude, he is mental. Dude, he is mental. Did you see her entrance? Watch her entrance, bro.
Please welcome Turning Point USA CEO and Chair.
Look at this. Dude, what the fuck, bro? Dude, what the fuck? This is a religious nonprofit. Idiocracy is amazing. It is a religious nonprofit. And she is coming out there like, I mean, there's no pyrotechnics because it is inside a church. But did you see how they had everybody stand up? Like everybody's fucking standing up and shit, bro. Dude. I mean, what is going on? Do these people, do they worship Jesus? Do they worship Erika Kirk? Do they worship Donald Trump? I am confused, right? I mean, think about this, guys. If an alien civilization came back to the planet Earth, they would wonder, is this woman God? Is this woman the deity that they're all talking about? Like, wait, which one's the deity? It is wild, guys. It is some crazy shit, bro. Dude. And she looks fucking, right? She looks fucked up, bro. She does. Oh, you remember this, guys? You remember?
We'll pass the great health care plan. We call it the great health care plan to stop all payments to big insurance companies and give the money. What we want to do is this. We want the insurance companies to be cut out. We want our government not to pay trillions of dollars to insurance companies, to pay that same amount of money directly to the people, directly, and you go out and buy your own health care.
Oh, so there's going to be no insurance companies, and there's going to be no... So what? When you get cancer, you're going to go out and just spend $300,000 of your own money getting chemotherapy? Dude, what is he talking about? You remember they said we were getting a healthcare plan like a month ago or whatever, a couple months ago, last summer. It was like 2 weeks. But dude, what is he talking about? We're going to get rid of all insurance companies. There's no government involved. But you're just going to keep your money and you're going to go out and get health care. Like, so I'm going to go swipe my American Express at the CAT scan machine. Is it going to be, I just put my card in and lay down there or what? I mean, he's seriously fucking stupid, dude. He has no idea, like, you know, I mean, I guess he's putting a hospital in his bunker. So, or he thinks he is. Jesus, bro. What kind of clownery is that? You know what I'm saying? The great healthcare plan is coming, guys. Right? The great healthcare plan is on its way. Lord have mercy.
And no transgender mutilization surgery for your children. We're putting that in. We're putting that in.
No transgender mutilization. Dude. Bro. In 2 weeks, there will be no transgender mutilization. Thank you. Thank you.
because I call them best of. You know what best of? Best of Trump.
Yeah, best of Trump is grape and, right? Oh, this is an interesting one.
It on the Green News scam, one of the greatest scams in history, remember? Climate change, global warming, all of this. They actually had global warming, remember? That wasn't working because we were actually cooling as a planet. Then they had
It's not
another
cooling.
one, and another one, and another one, and they were wrong.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then they just said, climate change, because climate change takes care of heat, snow, whatever you have. But past leaders
Dude,
that
you
use
hear
American...
that woman is like, dude, you hear some rube woman? Did you hear that woman? Listen.
But
Hear
past-
her? Dude, what the fuck?
change, because climate change takes care of heat, snow, whatever you have. But past leaders that used American wealth and power it on the Green News scam.
Dude, what a weirdo, bro. Right? 2024 was the planet's warmest year on record. I mean, guys, look at this shit. Okay, you could see there was a bump in temperature during the war effort, right? And then there were bump in temperatures basically around Korea and during the Vietnam War and shit. But like, look at what we've been doing since 1980. And guys, you know what happened right here was deregulation. Okay, this was the beginning of Ronald Reagan deregulation and like, you know, basically cuffs off for all of like corporations and shit. But look at that shit, dude. Look at that crazy fucking, that is nuts, dude. You know, that is nuts. Yeah. And I mean, the way they're extracting oil is not going to make it better. Dude. Right? Dude, a record cold wave expected to hit 40 states. What happened to global warming? Yo, homie. Dude, what an idiot, bro. Like, he's like, what happened to global warming? Like, he's so dumb. He doesn't understand how, like, a stressing of the environment works, like with the planet heating up, which means during the winter, right? What's going to happen during the winter to a planet that's heating up? The winter's going to get more extreme. The extremes, as the planet heats up, those winters are going to get more and more wicked. That does not mean the planet's not heating up. It's like the winter is getting wicked because the planet is heating up, bro. Dude, like, he's so dumb. You know what I mean? I mean, they're not smart. Like, obviously, his voters too, they voted for his dumb ass, okay? Anybody who was dumb enough to vote for a rapist, Epstein's bestie, liar, massive liar who in his first administration did nothing, who takes no responsibility ever for his actions. You know, says he represents Christians, but he's committed adultery like 1,000 times. There's no way you vote for that if you have a fucking brain cell in your head. So, you know, obviously understanding like the effects of climate change and the severity of a warmer planet is going to be beyond the scope of those people. But wow, dude. All right. Jeez. All right, you ready? Let's look at some Erika, dude. Because, guys, she is crazy. Okay, look at her eyes. Dude, every time I see her, she's looking more and more demonic. Now, they were also, for whatever reason, they were like using, you know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, they were like, you know, I don't know, there's like a green cast to the lights on her, which is weird because she's wearing a pale green. And so that green cast has her kind of look like a cadaver. And I don't know what their lighting choices are. every time she's lit, it's like, are they trying to make her look weird? You know, she looks crazy. Her eye makeup. Okay. Somebody in my comments, I posted about this today, guys. Somebody in my comments said, yeah, that looks like goth makeup. I want to be very clear. This is not goth eye makeup. Okay. Goth eye makeup looks really good. I have spent a lifetime of dating goth women. All right. I've been on the edge of the goth scene, in the emo rock scene, my whole life. Goth eye makeup looks amazing. This is like unemployed porn star is what this makeup looks like, right? Like that deep, deep eyeliner, but like it makes her eyes look like they're like a half-inch open. This is like unemployed porn star eye makeup, dude. It is not good, boss. People are like, God damn, bro. Like, don't show her face. You know? You know what I'm saying? Dude. It is wild, but listen to her, dude.
And now we have to show up again with 80 to 90% voter turnout in the midterms and fortify the red wall for the next decade. That's what we need to do.
Dude, look at her eyes.
But at the same time, you have people out there who are actively trying to tear this country apart.
Oh.
They love to start fights.
Oh, they love to start fights. Dude, they literally, like, what happened at University of Oklahoma? You're firing, like, graduate students. You guys are suing everybody, threatening to sue everybody. You got everybody fired over your husband, bro. They love to start fights. Oh, my God. All right, she's changing gears. Let's watch. I'm gonna zip it. Let's see what she says.
But at the same time, you have people out there who are actively trying to tear this country apart.
Tear it apart. Oh.
They love to start fights.
They love to start fights. Oh.
Dividing us all against each other, spreading negativity. All to get clicks and influence the algorithm to maximize profits. Meanwhile, they're selling Charlie Kirk memorial tents. You too can buy the tent Charlie Kirk died in for the low price of $999. That, dude, right? Like she's talking about people monetizing. Come on. building is hard.
Oh, building. Oh.
Getting out the vote,
It's hard.
talking to real people, spiritual revival, that's actual work. That is actual work.
Dude, holding up a picture of Charlie Kirk and chanting, "We are Charlie, we are Charlie." That is hard work, people. Okay? That is hard work. Okay? That is. Dude, dancing like 𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. That is hard. Oh. Hard work, people. Hard work. Oh, shit. Oh, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. Hard work, baby.
And my husband, Charlie, gave his life for that work. And what gets built lasts for generations long after the noise has run out of one-liners.
Dude, this speech is not even well written, dude. Dude, is this a ChatGPT speech? Doesn't this speech seem kind of like, it's like anticlimactic? Dude, somebody, after she mentioned Charlie, there was like one person clapping alone. I don't even know what that means. Long after the one-liners? You mean like what's a good liner? Like transgender for everyone? Or right? Or drill baby drill? Are those one-liners? Dude.
No one understands this better than President Trump. No one. No matter what they throw at him, he perseveres in the face of adversity because the mission is too important.
Oh, yeah. Dude, perseveres, bro. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh my God, you ready? Here, watch this, guys. This one is great. You ready? Because, guys, the people, okay, listen to me. She's about to talk about freedoms, the people who have taken away your freedom to have an abortion, your freedom to have a miscarriage without being investigated by the police, thinking you might have had an abortion, right? The freedom to have the correct gender marker on your driver's license, like Caitlyn Jenner is now coming to terms with, the leopard is eating her face, or the freedom to, be teaching a graduate assistant at Oklahoma University without the TPUSA chapter getting you fired. The freedom to speak about how you feel about a podcaster without worrying that they're going to cancel you and get you fired from your job, right? You know what I mean? Like these people are not about freedom. They are about limiting what you can say, getting you fired, talking to your manager, canceling you, making sure you're silent, making sure that you don't have any rights. But watch her. Now she's like, let me talk to you about freedoms.
Over the past 7 months, I have seen the worst of humanity, but I've also seen the best of it.
Dude, she's so creepy.
And it's reminded me that every day when you wake up, you have a choice to spend your days focused on what's broken, or you can recognize our freedoms and fight to protect them. As Americans, we are all privileged to live in the greatest country in the world.
Yeah. Dude, they hate
Is it
freedom.
perfect? No, it's not. Do we have problems to solve? Of course. Of course we do. But our country is the best that we have. And I do not want to lose it.
I do not want to lose it. They're going to lose it. Oh my God, dude. Look at Trumpy. Holy shit, dude. Trumpy is going in with the stink lips, right? Yeah. Isn't that funny though, guys? That the freedom, right? Do Muslim Americans get to have freedom? Do the blue states get to have freedom? Do the immigrants get to have freedom? Does Zora Mamdani get to have freedom? Does Donald Trump's 2-inch mushroom tip that is probably invading the front of her dress right now get to have freedom? Dude, look at him. That is so gross. The stank lips. Dude, the Trump, oh, those are my diaper lips. Come here, Erika. Oh, I'm going to pretend you're little Marco. Oh, let me plant one on you. Come here, Erika. Dude. Oh, shit, bro. Do I have freedom of not having a Bible shoved up my ass? Dude, that is crazy, bro. I got to save that image, dude. Dude, the Trump Erika kiss, let's go. Yeah, dude. Oh shit, bro. All right, here's the big entree. Ooh, dude, isn't it crazy that this is a church? Okay? This is really something that we should make a note that this is a church. Okay? That is a crazy, we have to start taxing these churches, guys. We have to start taxing these churches. They are have insane amount of money running through these. They take in so much money and they're not paying any taxes. The churches, taxing the churches is so necessary. They are dude, it is crazy. The money, it's insane, dude. They have auditoriums, they have campuses, they have huge staffs, administrators, right? We need to tax the churches. Fucking 100%, boss. That just absolutely has to happen. Okay? Absolutely has to happen. It's an absolute necessity. Okay? That shit is fucking crazy, bro. Dude, the other thing that I found weird about this, guys, for me personally, I found it weird that they had the presidential podium. Okay? I thought that was pretty weird. I'm serious, guys. I thought the presidential podium being at this thing was really weird because it's like, this is not a presidential like event. This is not a state sponsored, like federal sponsored event. This is a private 501c3, you know, having their own thing in a church, and yet they brought the presidential podium, which is like, it's a little fucking strange. Now, also, we should note that this church is currently involved in a lawsuit for SA involving a 15-year-old girl. And Erika Kirk in January, she spoke in Riverside, California at the Harvest Church with Pastor Greg Laurie, who is also under investigation for a bunch of essays in Romania. So this is a pedo church, okay? And they have the presidential podium there and Epstein's best friend and 26 credible grape accusations, Donald Trump, appearing at a pedo church with Erika Kirk, there's some suspicion to her in Romania, and was she connected to Epstein? We don't know. But all of this is playing out, right, in this fucking mega church revival space, dude. It's very creepy. Very creepy. Very weird. Dream City is very, like, this is pretty fucking toxic, okay? It is pretty crazy, boss. Right? Dude, you know what's so funny is they're like, oh, the standing ovation drives Candace Owens crazy. No, it doesn't. Candace Owens doesn't care about fucking Erika Kirk. I think 𝗙ecie does it better, boss.
Didn't disenfranchise you because you're a young man, especially a young white male man. Don't ever let anyone talk down to you. We need strong men out there.
Have to protect all men in America.
Dude, a young white male man, a young white man, a young white male man. Dude. Oh, dude, bro. That is rough, boss. Right? Dude. Oh my God, dude. So crazy. Dude, look at this woman. Did you see Rush Limbaugh's wife? Can we look at Rush Limbaugh's wife? Because, dude, Rush Limbaugh's wife is like, I know people use the term lizard people, but I swear to you, these people are lizard people, guys. Look at Rush Limbaugh's wife, bro. Is it his fourth wife? I didn't know fourth, fifth. This guy's had a lot of wives. He was a pig, but look at this.
I'd like to take a moment to
look at
talk
this woman.
about Erika Kirk.
Dude.
Last September, the unimaginable happened.
Dude, look at her. Look at that shit, bro. Dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold on here. We got to go into the zoom in, dude, because this shit is like, this is not real. Look at that. Bro. Like, what the fuck, dude? Dude, like, I don't even know what to say to that. You know? I don't even know what to say, dude. It is fucking like, I mean, you know, I've heard the term transhumanism. You know, like I just don't even know how to fucking respond to that. The look, dude. Okay.
About Erika Kirk. Last September, the unimaginable happened.
Dude, I think they're all drunk too. She's like, last September, she's having trouble talking.
In the aftermath of that horrific time, with the eyes of the world on her,
dude, she's hammered.
Erika showed incredible grace, strength, courage, and determination to not let anything steal her light.
Dude, she's lit, bro. I think she is lit up. Dude.
Not only is she raising a young family in a way she didn't dream of, she is continuing Charlie's mission and bringing many young students along with her. Anyone who criticizes Erika for how she grieves or how she moves forward should pause and think for a minute about the humanity of that.
No, I think we're just gonna pile in, boss.
Many people claim to be caring and compassionate, when in fact they are incredibly judgmental.
Dude, I'm sorry, but guys, we have to stop right there because I will not be lectured. This is Rush Limbaugh's like fourth or fifth wife. I will not be lectured about being judgmental by anybody who was banging Rush Limbaugh or by anybody who is sitting in a room on a stage at a church that's under lawsuit for child SA in a group of people that are flocking around an adulterous Epstein bestie, like felon, and they like are anti-LGBTQ and anti-immigrant and severely anti-trans and anti-Democrat. They call Democrats demons simply for being Democrats and all this other nonsensical shit. And they want to talk to me about being judgmental. No. It doesn't work like that, lizard person. I'm sorry, but you need to go climb back onto your heating pad and fucking get a mouthful of mealworms and fucking, carry on elsewhere. Thank you very much, bro. Dude, I will get you a bucket of mealworms and a UVB light and you can, piss off. That's all I have to say about that. Right? You like the wig? Dude, the wig is pretty good, dude. Dude, the wig is like Chuck Woolery, with hair extensions, right? The wig, isn't it? Doesn't it have like a Chuck Woolery vibe, but like with hair extensions? Dude. Oh my God. This shit is crazy, bro. Oh, Lord have mercy, dude. All right, this one I thought was good. You ready? Watch this Trump one. This one's classic.
America was not founded.
Jesus. Dude, what the fuck, bro? That was so loud. I don't even have the volume up, dude.
America was not founded by weak and timid men who cowered in the face of evil or sat by as danger loomed and let our country go to hell. We are descended from the likes of George Washington, Andrew Jackson, Generals Ulysses S. Grant, Douglas MacArthur, General George Patton. Our ancestors knew exactly what to do with America's enemies. Beat them and beat them good. That's what they had to do. That's what they had to do. America was not founded.
Dude, so, guys, this guy is like a 5-time draft dodger, right? Like, they're clapping for a man who is giving them a speech about like weak men and strong men and fighters who show up and do their duty. And he made up bone spurs with his rich daddy's doctor to avoid even going for military service. He did it multiple times because he's scared and weak. He went to a military school and he did poorly. He never got good grades. He bankrupted a casino. Like, this guy has, like, if you say something and get under his skin, he's so strong that he'll talk about you for years, bro. For years, he will, like, focus on the one thing you said that irked him. Like, he doesn't have an ounce of strength or power or toughness in him whatsoever. I mean, I don't even know why all the weirdos in his orbit, like, bend down and polish his knob. I can't figure that out. I've always thought it was just, like, blackmail. You know, I thought it was just blackmail or something. Because really, there's nothing about him that is strong. All of his family are like, they're all like thin-skinned, weak, you know, clown people. They are. They're all like huge clowns, right? Huge clowns. Dude, I did see, though, Jack Posobiec. Dude, of course, he blocked me, right? I was told TPUSA is over. Dude, that doesn't look like that huge of a crowd, guys. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, and this isn't even TPUSA. This is the president. Look at this, dude. This is like, she's with the president. This isn't TPUSA. This is the president's crowd. And it's not even a big crowd for Trump. I mean, he's pretty waning, right? But, so you ready for this? Jack Posobiec did get into it with somebody, okay? Like, you ready? Where is it? I saw Jack Posobiec getting into it with somebody, right? Let me find his replies. Dude, this guy is a serious fucking clown, bro. Oh, yeah, it was this. You ready? It was Michael Tracy. Okay, now this guy is despicable. Okay, Michael Tracy is like a weirdo who is, you know, anti-Epstein survivors. He's the guy who, like, badmouths the Epstein survivors. So Michael Tracy, though, got into it with Jack Posobiec. Okay? I think it was Michael Tracy. Yes. Okay, you ready? So this, here it is. Watch this thread. This is pretty wild. Okay? Was this before or after the Jesus pick? What, Little Brown Bird? This TPUSA event was tonight. Okay? This event was tonight. Okay, at the pedo church. Yeah, this is tonight. So this is after the Jesus pick, the doctor pick. Okay, so yes, after. But look at Michael Tracy and Jack Posobiec. Okay, because Jack Posobiec said Erika Kirk will be appearing today in Phoenix at the TPUSA with President Trump. And so everyone said, like, the unspecified threats impeding her travel went away. Right? Like, why could she go to an event in Phoenix if she was under threat, but she can't go to the event in Georgia? Huh. That's interesting, right? Right? It is. And then Posobiec said Phoenix is where she lives and TPUSA is based. You are smarter than this. And he said, so she doesn't have to travel from her place of residence to the event venue? Right? And he's like, as it turns out, Georgia and Arizona are different places. And he's like, yeah, they are different places. So let's see the evidence that the security situation in Georgia had deteriorated so gravely that she could not safely attend her scheduled event with the vice president, despite presumably having the best private security that money can buy. And he said, you could just admit your post made no logical sense. Okay? Dude, I know. Dude, J.D. Vance went to Georgia. There was no threat in Georgia, or J.D. Vance wouldn't have gone. If she was under threat in her own personal travel, she can't leave her house, then she couldn't go to this venue either. They're totally bullshitting. But yeah, they're warring, dude. And then Amuse got into it and said, I don't understand why you are focused on her security arrangements. Are you trying to call attention to her security vulnerabilities? Dude, constantly calling out travel plans and security risks puts the idea that someone could kill her in the ether. And he's like, I'm not randomly focused on her security arrangements. She's the one who brought them up. Is the reason she supposedly had to cancel her scheduled political appearance with the VP at the last minute. And the explanation didn't hold water. No evidence is produced of the supposedly grave threats that made it impossible for her to safely travel to Georgia, despite presumably having the best private security money can buy, which she does, and despite her destination being a venue whose perimeter was secured by the Secret Service, which it was. Now, suddenly, there are no longer any grave threats preventing her travel. She's the one who has chosen to become a high-profile political activist, an aspiring Republican Party kingmaker. She thus invites the scrutiny. It's not like she's withdrawn from public life. And he said, she lives there. And he's like, oh, so they're holding the event in her house. Dude, I love watching these guys fight, right? I mean, isn't it amazing? Like, isn't it amazing? And you're right. Somebody like Midnight in chat said that the America Firsters are getting behind Vance, okay? And the Groypers, right? Vance and Fishback and Fuentes and Dan Bilzerian and all the Groypers. But Trump is Israel first, okay? Trump is not America first. Trump is Israel and the Middle East first, and the oil companies first, and Vladimir Putin first. And so the Israel, like the Zionists, are now behind Trump. Like there is a distinct Zionism. It's weird though, because it's like what it is in the Republican Party is it's the Zionists versus the anti-Semites, right? That's what's so crazy. The Republican Party is split between the America First people that just hate everybody. They don't like the Jews. They don't like the Arabs. They don't like the Palestinians. They don't like any immigrants whatsoever. And then the Israel First people are like totally beholden to Netanyahu and the IDF. And you know, some of them are waiting for the rapture. And the rest of them are in bed with every other Arab nation that has a lot of money. I mean, dude, it is bizarre. The Republican Party right now is bizarre. Dude, this is so crazy. But dude, all of these people have blocked me, bro. Dude, so many of these people have blocked me. But they're warring over this, though. Like Posobiec was warring, okay? Right? Dude, isn't it funny? Dude, they are at war. Now, I really liked this one, guys, because Michael Tracy is a piece of trash, okay? Like, Tracy is trash. He is, you know, and I'll be honest. You ready? I think the only reason Michael Tracy is even getting involved in this is because he hates women. Like Michael Tracy hates like all women. All women. So the fact that Erika's a woman who dodged something, like Michael Tracy's going to be all over that shit because he hates women. So he's piling in on this. And Posobiec's like, why are you attacking us? Dude, Michael Tracy has a lot of issues. Yes. All of these guys do. Dude, does he polish Elon's knob? Right? Can this era just be over? Hey, man, Eli, dude, believe me, let me just tell you. I can tell you that worldwide, there are a lot of Christians, okay? And worldwide, there are a lot of non-Christians who are praying to non-existent deities, just praying for a pine box. So it's not like the universe is not trying to bring about a fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know, the universe is not trying to bring this to an end. But man, they are warring, dude. Dude, yeah, Posobiec, he doesn't like me. I'm curious about the replies to this. Was told TPUSA is over. Oh shit, dude, crowd bigger for Shane Gillis. Oh, dude, brutal. I lit the skimp room up for you. I mean, guys, I don't think this crowd's very big, okay? Honestly, okay, this crowd is not really that big, guys. You know, especially for Trump. I mean, the fact that Trump is now, you know, he's got to come out for this kind of crowd is pretty, dude, he's slumming it, dude. He is slumming it, okay? Yeah. Oh, shit, bro. They're all laying in, though. Look at these people, though. Dude, these people seem like, I don't know, these are not fucking leftists, okay? You know what I'm saying? Dude, main reason she isn't doing well, she's a woman. Young conservative men are not going to be inspired by a woman. The succubus acting like she's crying. Dude, they're laying into her. Upper empty, upper level, all empty. Dude, pretty wild, bro. The right does not like Erika. I mean, here's what I'm going to tell you about Erika. Okay? Just for the record, TPUSA can't be run by a woman. It was a bro outfit. Okay? So a woman running the bro outfit is never going to work. Okay? A woman running a bro outfit will never, ever work. That's number one. Number two is that she's not going to excite anybody. She does not have enough energy or chutzpah to fire up like a crowd of people. Like, nobody hears Erika Kirk speak and is like, I'm ready to put boots on the ground and get in the foxhole with this woman. Like, she's not she's not an instigator. She's more like, she just likes being in front of the camera, right? You can tell she likes the applause and she wants to be a reality TV star, but she does not have the juice, I mean, she looks so awkward. Like, she didn't have any real charisma. You know what I mean? Like, at all, dude. Right? She's like, I was right, Dad. The blue moon shit, good as fuck. All right. Bryce has chimed in. Dude, I told him he would like Blue Moon. Dude, let's go. All right, you're having some Blue Moon. It's good beer. I imagine you would like it. It's like a good, tasty, if you have an orange slice, it goes really well with that. It's like Hefeweizen, but it's better. Let's go. Dude, I love it. Dude, Bryce is drinking a Blue Moon in New York City. Blue Moon. She acts like she deserves adoration. I mean, she absolutely does. She absolutely does. But I just don't think she has she doesn't have the personality that fights people up, right? Like, you know what I think about, guys? I think about is Blue Moon, is it a Colorado beer? It probably is. I think, it's a microbrew. Can't get your favorite beer. What's your favorite beer? Bryce, what is your favorite? Right? But Blue Moon is it's good because it's summery and light, but it's feisty, right? It's got a good bite to it, right? It's good shit. For me, Blue Moon was always a good date beer, right? It's a good date beer. Oh, they don't have Rainier in New York City? That's crazy, dude. Is it strong? I mean, it's strong compared to a Budweiser, but it's not strong compared to terminal gravity IPA or something like that, right? It's not like a 9%er. I think it's probably a 5.6, right? It is, Blue Moon is a 5.4, right? 5.4. I was close. So yeah, Blue Moon is like, let's go. Yeah, it's like a typical. All right, dude, the Mariners suck. I know, dude. Bryce, I'm like, dude, I left the game early, boss. I don't know what the Mariners, enjoy your Blue Moon. Enjoy Brooklyn. We'll talk soon. Love that you stopped by. I knew you were going to like Blue Moon. It is good beer, right? Right? It's not a microbrewery. Yeah, no, but I just considered a microbrew, right? I considered a microbrew because it's not a like piss beer. You know what I'm saying? It's like a beer that has, above a 5% alcohol that has a crafted flavor, right? So I call those beers microbrews because they're not like your cheap domestic beers, right? And they're not the imports like, Heineken and Amstel Light, but they're like a 5% above like specific brewed flavors vibes, right? Yeah, I don't care what you think. I call it a microbrew, and you're going to have to deal with that. I'm going to continue referring to it as a microbrew. And I'm sorry if that bothers you, but I was a bartender for 20 years, and it is, technically it's a Belgian white, but it is like we would consider that a microbrew, right? So there you go. You're going to have to deal. That's how I classify it. Let's go. Right? Because it's not a domestic piss beer. So there you go. There you go. You're going to have to deal. I take liberty with phrases. But I knew he was going to like it. Oh. Right? And just for the record though too, like if like talking about a microbrewery versus a style of beer, right? When as a bartender, somebody came into a bar, we would classify beers in three main ways, okay? Without getting too snobby, where you have domestics, you have imports, and you have microbrews, okay? And right? You know what I'm saying? And that's how bartenders classify them. You put it in three categories, okay? The imports are like the domestic style beers that are coming from overseas, right? Or like the Heineken, right? And, Guinness, right? Right? That's how you do it. But then all of those craft beer flavor kind of vibes are just considered microbrews, whether they come from a microbrewery or whether they come from a major distributor, all right? That is how bartenders have always classified that shit, That it's just the way it is, boss, And if you've never been a bartender, I get it, right? But that's how it rolls. So you're going to have to deal, right? Are craft and microbrew the same? I mean, they can be. I mean, dude, it's just a reference, right? It's a reference so people can place it, Let's go. Let's go. It is a microbrew, baby. Deal with it. Microbrew. You're wrong. It's a microbrew. Let's go. Dude, let's go, dude. People just love to argue, all right? They do. It's definitely marketed as a microbrew, right? You know what I mean? Let's go, dude. That's part of their marketing scheme. All right, next up. Dude. Pot is better. You like pot? Dude, hey man, whatever works for you. Let's go. Dude. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, when you work in a bar, like if you work in a nerd bar, people would differentiate between the specifics and shit. But in most bars, like you go into a typical Portland bar and there's 3 categories of beer. Domestic, fucking, right? I mean, it's not deep. Domestic, import, microbrew. And that's it, right? You know, the domestics are the Coors Light, the Bud, right? The Amstel Light and Heineken and that shit are the imports. And then the microbrews are everything else that's on tap. And it doesn't matter if they're, you know, coming from a major distributor or if they're coming from a tiny local brewery, right? Any beer that's not a domestic or an import is a microbrew. That's just how they fucking, right? That's how they do it in bars in the Northwest, right? It's a simple classification, you know, because people don't go out and they don't want to fucking spend 2 hours figuring out like, oh, that's like going to a restaurant. Where was the cow raised? Oh, what kind of grass did the cow eat? Oh, I need to know what kind of grass the cow ate before it can have a fucking hamburger. Dude, let's go. Oh, 50 cents a can, baby. Let's go. I mean, I was always a dead guy, like beer myself. But moving on. Dude, it ate green grass, dude. Dude, it ate microbrew grass, the cow. Let's go. Dude, let's go. Oh, shit. All right, next up. What else we got on tap, dude? Dude, Erika, baby. All right, we got Erika. Dude, we got Kash. We got fucking Trump. Dude, Trump, Iran. You know what's crazy, though? Here's what's interesting. I was fully expecting, okay? I was expecting Trump to spend more time in his speech like focusing on the Iran celebration, right? I mean, weren't you? I was expecting him to have a whole section of doing a victory lap. And in fact, all we really got from him was him saying, well, if I end Iran and Lebanon, that'll be 10 wars, right? But like, dude, he didn't really gloat. You know what I'm saying? And there's a good reason, though, he didn't gloat, because we should look at what happened earlier today. All right. He did. I mean, yes, he knows it's bullshit. We know it's bullshit. Like Iran, a couple hours into it, Iran was already saying like, dude, everything Trump is saying is lies. Okay. But look at this. Okay. You ready? So let's look at some of how this played out. Okay. This was at 4 p.m., but we gotta look at the Trump thing. I know, Anna. He wants to start a war and then get credit for ending it. Dude, I mean, let me just put it to you this way. Israel is never going to, right? Israel is never going to stop warring. So that I feel like is a stickler. There's two situations here, guys. Number one is Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu's Israel is never going to stop warring. Never. Okay, that's number one. And number two, Iran is not giving up their enriched uranium. They literally made a statement saying, hey, man, we're not giving up our enriched uranium. We're not giving it up. Like, it's not fucking not going anywhere. Okay, so Trump did make his initial statement. All right, let's see what his statement was earlier today. Okay, we have to look at the Iran parliament. Okay, because the Iran parliament released a whole statement here, guys. Okay, and so let's look at this real fast. Dude, they should be allowed. My thing is this, is if Iran can't have a nuclear weapon, why can Israel? You know what I'm saying? Why do they get to have nukes? I mean, give me a fucking break, dude. There's no way they should have nukes. They have been one of the most irresponsible military forces out there. They fucking gun people down. They bomb fucking civilian outposts. They never stop warring. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that shit should be allowed. All right, hold on. I'm going to go to the bathroom and we're going to dig this up because there's a number of things here, guys. Oh shit, bro. This is like chaotic, okay? The short, the fucking $1 billion short. Dude, hold tight. I'm going to play a song. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Hang tight, all right? Get yourself a microbrew. Maybe a Blue Moon. Let's go. Oh, I'll be back. Dude, let's go. I'll be back, dude.
I wanna come again. I wanna be so high in your eyes. I wanna disappear inside you and be alright tonight. You say your medicine is all that I require, and that I'm blinded by the stars in my eyes. I would never disappear when I'm open wide, if it's most of the time. I've been sinking here, 'cause I can't seem to make up my mind. You say your innocence is all that I desire, and that I'm blinded by the stars in my eyes. It's true, I've been dreaming of you. Nothing I take can help me escape that truth. You need me, well, I need me too. You say the evidence is found in my denial, and that I'm blinded by the stars in my eyes. It's true, I've been dreaming of you. Nothing I take can help me escape that truth. The way I behave always gets in the way. Nothing I say can take my reputation away. You need me, I need me too.
Yo, yo, yo. Did you miss me? Oh. Hey, hey.
Hey! Modarabaka sakatara baka sakatara.
𝗙𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙 Dude, you bought a house? Oh, dude, did you buy a house? Anna? It's amazing. Dude, let's go. You finally found your house? Congrats. Dude, that's big. Dude, finding a house is like, so, renting. Got you, renting, but you've been house hunting forever? Well, good. No, it doesn't matter. You're moving to California? So you found a house in California? Is that what you did? Is that what's going on? I'm telling you right now, okay? Can I just tell you that, like, house hunting, it's like really crazy, right? Because you don't really know when you found it, and you just know, like, it doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right. I don't know. For me, I find it like sort of a stressful, like, even when, you know, I broke up this relationship and me and Bryce were moving into a new apartment. And so it was like trying to find the right apartment for me and my, you know, at the time he was like, I don't know, 5 years old or something. It was like pretty harrowing because I was like, God, I just didn't know, you know, I didn't know the right spot. You know what I'm saying? And you go in and there's some things you like and, you know, some things you don't like. And sometimes the location is great, but the apartment sucks. And yeah, it's going to define like your next chapter. But then when you finally find it, like I remember when I did find the apartment, it was an apartment that had just gotten remodeled because half the building had burned. And it was on street level. So the windows opened right out onto Alberta, onto the street. And it was all like hardwoods, trim around the windows. When I walked in, you could smell the wood. I just knew when I walk in, right? And then you have this new worry because as soon as you find the right place, you fall in love with it. But then it's like, oh my God, now I hope I get it, right? And now I hope I don't get boxed out, right? Because as soon as you find the right place, it's the fear of like, maybe you're not going to get it. And that happens a lot too, man. So yeah, that is an intense fucking experience, but congrats. Let's go. Dude, that my apartment in Alberta was actually pretty cool. Cause I don't know about you guys, but I've always liked apartment living where you're right on the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like an apartment where I have to walk down a hallway and I'm like in a building and my door is way down a hallway. I like an apartment where my window is right on the street. So it's kind of like house-like. And I've always tried to find apartments that are like that like are street level, the front of the building. So you're right there, you know, it's fucking, you know, that's always been my vibe. I like being in the fray, dude. You know, I always like being in the fray. All right. So 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Trumpy. Fucking brutal Trumpy. All right, so let's try to, like, I don't want to get too deep into this, but let's try to quantify what happened with Trump and this whole thing, okay? Because here's what happened is Trump announces, okay, this happened this morning, early in this morning, right? Trump makes the announcement. Iran has just announced that the Strait of Iran, dude, the Strait of Iran. Oh, Jesus, dude. What an idiot, right? Dude, Iran has just announced the Strait of Hormuz, the Strait of Iran, is fully open and ready for full passage, okay? And of course, everybody got in here and was like, yeah, dude, this is what's crazy. This shit was open, okay? Trump basically spent $100 billion, killed a bunch of people, and wrecked the world economy in order to get us right back where we were before this thing, only worse. Nice. Nice. Thank you. Thank you, MAGA. All right, 100 billion spent of our tax money, several hundred people dead, the world economy's been ransacked, somebody's looting with oil futures, and we got $90 barrels of oil. Congratulations, MAGA. Good job. You know, when I'm paying $20 for my pound of hamburger, I will be sure to curse you fucking idiots. Dude, Jesus. But now Trump will say he ended 9 wars, right? So he announces this, right? The Strait of Iran is fully open and ready for full passage, okay? And then immediately, though, we get this information, okay? 20 minutes before the Hormuz announcement, guys, 20 minutes, somebody placed a $760 million short. Guys, $760 million. This is the 4th time they've done it, or the 3rd time they've done it. Okay? On March 23rd, they did a $500 million short 15 minutes before he delayed the strikes. On April 7th, $950 million short hours before he said there was a ceasefire. And now a $760 million short 20 minutes before Hormuz, God said it's open. And bro, how are we not investigating that? You know what I'm saying? How are we not investigating that? Yeah, where's the fraud people? Where's Nick Shirley? Where's JD Vance? The fraud team. I mean, that is such bullshit. Okay? It is literally, they keep going through this. They keep creating a war, oh, I'm going to end civilization. Oh, it's called off. Dude, pendulous, let's go. Dude, Trump is quite the businessman. Not. He is not, dude. This is crazy. So that's the next thing that happened. Trump announces this thing, and then a couple hours later, we find out that 20 minutes before the announcement, somebody was hitting the cash register. So they're clowning us. Okay, then Iran replied. Okay, because let me find the Trump statement. Okay, because Trump did say about Iran. Let's go to the Truth Social. Okay, so I believe he had a full statement where he gave a laundry list, okay, of what was going on here. Let's find it. He did give a full list of shit. Like basically saying they gave us this, they gave us that, they gave us that, they gave us that. It's going to be somewhere around here. Okay. So, here we go. Okay, so yeah, this is it. You ready? So we're going to read through these because he went on a tweet storm. Okay, he said Iran has just announced the Strait of Iran is fully open and ready for full passage. Then he said the Strait of Hormuz is completely open and ready for business and full passage, but the naval blockade will remain in full force and effect as it pertains to Iran only until such time as our transaction with Iran is 100% complete. So, okay, if the naval blockade is in effect on Iran, then we know that you're only doing that because this whole thing is going to fall apart. This thing was about the $760 million in oil futures, right? Right? Markets open, peace. Markets close, war. has been the deal. Okay, this process should go very quickly in that most of the points are already negotiated. All right, they're robbing us right in our face and laughing. Dude, pendulous, they really are, dude. They are literally like rubbing salt in our economic wounds. Okay, now here's where it gets like into the deep lies. Because Trump says the USA will get all nuclear dust created by our great B-2 bombers. No money will exchange hands in any way, shape, or form. This deal is in no way subject to Lebanon either, but the USA will separately work with Lebanon and deal with the Hezbollah situation in an appropriate manner. Israel will not be bombing Lebanon any longer. We know that's not going to take. They are prohibited from doing so by the USA. Enough is enough. Dude, Wilfred, let's go. Thank you, boss. Appreciate you, boss. ×2. Let's go, Wilfred. Let's go. By the way, guys, we did hit the dance party thing. We missed the goal, but we hit it afterwards. So we're good. Just so you know. But thank you, Wilfred. Appreciate you, boss. Always. So then Trump says, now that the Hormuz Strait situation is over, I received a call from NATO asking if we would need some help. I told them to stay away unless they just want to load up their ships with oil. They were useless when needed, a paper tiger. So now he like tries to make it seem like Europe is flocking to him and he pushed them away. Like, guys, dude, can we get some regime change, please? Okay, please. And then he thanks the other Arab nations, right? And Iran, with the help of the USA, has removed or is removing all sea mines. Again, the deal is not tied to Lebanon. He says we will make Lebanon great again. That's our new America First policy, right? That's our new America First policy, is to be working on Lebanon. And he talks about Pakistan, a great and brilliant day for the world. He says Iran has agreed to never close the Strait of Hormuz again, no longer be used as a weapon against the world. And then he says the failing New York Times, fake news CNN, and others just don't know what to do, desperately looking for a reason to criticize Trump on the Iran situation, blah-de, blah-de, blah. So that was the crux of it. All fired over a period of 2 hours. Okay, look at this. He was like rapid firing. Okay, yeah, right? It was a 2-hour period from the time that he was like going off on Tucker and Candace, and then he started moving into the Strait of Hormuz and just firing off tweet after tweet after tweet. Now, Iran's parliament was like, whoa, okay, they did a statement of their own. So Iran's parliament speaker, Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, is directly accusing Trump of lying about negotiations. So the Iranian parliament speaker says Trump made 7 claims in 1 hour. That is the aforementioned tweet storm over here, that the Iranian parliament leader says they were all false. Okay? And Ghalibaf also says that Iran, not the U.S., will decide what happens in Hormuz, saying ships will only be allowed to pass through a designated route and with Iranian authorization, and the real conditions on the ground, not public statements, will determine whether the strait is effectively open or closed. He added that the U.S. is putting out media warfare, insisting Iran will not be influenced by it. And here's what he said. He says, the president of the United States made 7 claims in 1 hour, all 7 of which were false. 2, they did not win the war with these lies, and they will certainly not get anywhere in negotiations either. 3, with the continuation of the blockade, the Strait of Hormuz, right? I don't know. Let's see if we can find him. Let me find the source material here. Let me go to the source material. Ghalibaf. All right. There it is. All right, here we go. All right, you ready? So this is from the Iranian parliament leader. Okay, he says, number 1, the president of the United States made 7 claims in 1 hour, all 7 of which are false. 2, they did not win the war with these lies, and they will certainly not get anywhere in negotiations either. 3, with the continuation of the blockade, the Strait of Hormuz will not remain open. 4, passage through the Strait of Hormuz will be conducted based on the designated route and with Iranian authorization. 5, whether the strait is open or closed and the regulations governing it will be determined by the field, not by social media. And 6, media warfare and engineering public opinion are an important part of war, and the Iranian nation is not affected by these tricks. Read the real and accurate news of the negotiations in the recent interview of the foreign ministry spokesman. Okay, so, dude, so again, we're in like round 2 of Trump saying, oh, we have these big, powerful negotiations. This shit is over. And Iran is saying, dude, none of what he's saying is true. Yikes. But somebody got rich as fuck off oil futures. Okay. So that is yet another instance, guys. Okay. This is just another instance of the fact that, like, right now, we can't even trust our own government. Now, I'm not saying that Iran is necessarily trustworthy because we don't know how much we can trust them either because they're at war with us. But I know for a fact that our government is not trustworthy. Okay. I've known it since 2016 when Trump lied like 30,000 times. And we definitely knew it when they were telling us, you know, 𝗪𝗡 pulled a gun on ICE officers when we had all watched the video for like 3 fucking hours, bro. You know, it is just redonkulous at this point. Okay. And he says the war is not over. And what's more, guys, is I would imagine, yeah, the Brent crude is back up to 91. Okay. So, you know, it dropped, but it's still in the 90s. And I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon, even when this shit ends, you know? But like, bro, it is every day is just like a media campaign of lies and chaos. And like, it's so overwhelming, dude. Right? It is so overwhelming that every day it is just a series of lies that are then, you know, echoed along this massive, like, right-wing influencer sphere, right? When you, dude, oh my God, Little Brown Bird, what a great comment. When you kick a hornet's nest, the hornets decide when it's over. Dude, what a great comment. That's true, isn't it? That is so epic. When you kick a hornet's nest, the hornets do decide when it's over. And right now, dude, it's not over. Okay? And he is like, you know, saying that he's, you know, has secured Hormuz. Let's see if he said it in the TPUSA speech. Dude, fucking bullshit, bro. And I mean, it looks like nobody is still going through, guys. They're still turning around, right? There's the Roya. Like, still turning around, so. I mean, you know, Trump has some very Putin-esque fucking, he has some very Putin-esque fucking aims here, boss. Right? Dude, it's such bullshit, bro. Like, dude, Pine Box. Bro. What are we doing, dude? Oh, the war's over. Oh, the war's not over. Oh, I shit my pants. Dude. And what is this, though? Look at Fox News.
We're just getting this in, so bear with us. Strait of Hormuz is on the screen for a reason.
Oh.
The Iranian foreign minister, who seems to be really the guy in charge, or at least publicly for Iran, just fired this off in a post on X, and I'm going to read it for you now. In line with the ceasefire in Lebanon, the passage for all commercial vessels through Strait of Hormuz is declared completely open for the remaining period of ceasefire on the coordinated route as already announced by Ports and Maritime Organization of the Islamic Republic of Iran. So on that news, the stock market is flying through the roof. That opens in 28 minutes, so we'll watch that.
Oh, yeah, dude, stock market's having a big day. The oil futures are having a huge day. 760 million. But dude, that shit ain't open, boss. Okay? And look at this. They're all lying. Iran has agreed to 100% full halt to their nuclear program for an unlimited amount of time, and Trump won't give them one dime, not 1 cent, right? The art of the deal. They're all screaming, okay? But like, dude, this is not happening, okay? This is fucking, like, not happening at all. I saw something about Iran and the uranium. Dude, they actually, I believe, made a statement, okay, about the uranium. Where was it? Because Laura Ingraham was saying that Trump said Iran will allow U.S. personnel to remove all stored uranium. He said, we're getting it all. And like he turned it into some anti-NATO shit. But Iran right here, Iran says its enriched uranium is as sacred to us as the soil of Iran and will not be transferred anywhere under any circumstances, adding that 60% enriched uranium will not leave the country in any way. And that was from the foreign, right, ministry. Okay? So they're like fuck that. And I mean, guys, I can't say I blame them, okay? With Benjamin Netanyahu and the dirty war finger over there trying to literally conquer every country to expand Israel. Like, there's no reason why I would want to give up uranium, you know? Like, what the fuck, dude? You know, nobody wants to be in proximity to Netanyahu and not be armed to the teeth, just for the very sake of, like, wanting to have some element of deterrence on his. I mean, the guy is a war criminal, dude. And they know, you know, I mean, they know that everybody just wants their oil, right? They're not stupid, okay? They may be clerics, but they're not fucking stupid, okay? You know what I mean? They're not. They're not stupid. They know what this fucking shitbag is up to. Give me a fucking break, dude. You know? I know it's not about nuclear weapons. It's like, I mean, dude, it's about climate change and the fact that they definitely are going to need nuclear energy. Like, my God, dude, all of that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what the Middle East is going to be like in 25 years, guys? It's going to be uninhabitable outside there. Okay? It is, dude. In 25 years, it will be unfucking habitable. You know? Dude, it's fucked up. Dude, and President Trump wins. Gas about to plummet. All right. Let's see. Let's see if gas plummets. But look at this, guys. Dude, look at this. Dude, 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗧 out here, boss. Dude, outkick 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗧. Look at him. He said the Strait of Hormuz blockade by Trump and his team was strategically brilliant. It crippled Iran economically, ended the ridiculous media Iran control narrative, increased our negotiating leverage immensely, and had zero cost. Like, dude, Iran has been under sanctions for 40 fucking years, bro. They have lived with a complete economic blackout for 40 years. This little, like, whatever blockade of the outside of Hormuz did absolutely nothing to them. Dude, like nothing. Give me a break, dude. What did that do after 40 years of living under the most brutal sanctions and they survived that shit? You think a couple aircraft carriers outside blocking the blockade has somehow crippled them? Like, dude, these people are so dumb, bro. You know what I'm saying? They are so stupid, boss. All right. So, yeah. So they're like, we don't know what's up. We don't know what's up. I mean, I know it's not over. Here's what I know. I know three main things. One, I know it's not over. Two, I know that Netanyahu is not going to stop expanding Israel imperialism under any conditions, no matter what fucking Trump says. And three, even if this thing ends tomorrow, gas and oil prices are not going to plummet for a while. Like, they're not. Even if this thing ends tomorrow, there's like a whole bunch of damaged infrastructure. There's a whole bunch of like shipments that have been missed. There's a whole bunch of, you know, like opportunity costs that these greedy ass oil companies are going to like continue bilking us. They're going to bilk us. Okay. And then even when it does come down, I guarantee you it comes down like $15 higher than it was before. Like it will not go below like 75, even though it had been down by 60. I bet they leave it, even when it finally does come down a year and a half from now, they're going to leave it at like 75. You watch, they're going to fucking squeeze us. I just know they are, you know? Yeah, dude, Trump is an idiot, bro. He is an idiot. But I will say, you ready? Dude, he did declare, though, guys. He did declare, right, his idea of heaven. There it is. Isn't that picture crazy? Dude, that picture is crazy. Right? Dude, you know what's so effed up? Is that's literally the age. That's literally the age of like the Epstein circle, guys. That's brutal. That is brutal. Think it's more about forcing people to buy USA? Yeah, but Midnight, we don't have enough oil to sell to people. Like, so I don't think that's realistic. Like the US doesn't even have enough oil to like service our own needs. So, you know, if we sell a bunch of oil from the USA, it's just going to raise the prices here even more. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe that's what they want to do, but that's not going to benefit us in any way. It's only going to benefit the, you know, the oil companies. It's brutal, dude. All right. Dude, it is a gnarly timeline, guys. It is a gnarly timeline. Dude, my head itches. All right. It's time, though, baby. It's time for me to get to work. Dude, like every day, okay? Let me just tell you guys, every day is like a new introduced chaos, right? Dude, you live in Brazil? Dude, I'm sorry. I mean, guys, I pretty much summed it up. I was like tweeting today, right? And here's how I summed it up. You voted for Trump to spend $100 billion tax dollars so Israel could take Lebanon, and all we got out of the deal are $90 barrels of oil, guys. That's it. That's what we got. Okay? Dude, we paid $100 billion and a lot of people died so Israel could take over Lebanon and invade Lebanon, and in exchange, we got $90 barrels of oil. Well played, MAGA. Well played. Dude, so what do we do, though, guys? Like, what do we do? Think about this, though. What's our narrative going to be in 2028? Because they're like, they don't care about prices. They don't care about inflation. They don't care about war, right? I mean, what are they going to cling to in 2028, guys? I mean, I better not see one media outlet talk about them being anti-war or focusing on the economy, unless they're focusing on it being shitty. Like, there's no fucking way, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's just no way. It's just, there is just no way, guys. Like, they do that all the time, right? Oh, shit. Oh, come here, Jared. Dude, America first, baby. Make Lebanon great again. That's what he actually said. He said they're gonna make Lebanon great again, guys. Dude, MLGA, right? MaLGA. Make Lebanon great again. Little MaLGA. Dude, he actually said that. That's not even, I mean, guys, dude, look at this shit, bro. Right there. The deal is not tied in any way to Lebanon, but we will make Lebanon great again, dude. There's no way, bro. And people are like, Trump is the greatest president ever. Like, how is making Lebanon great again? Like, what are they, dude? They've abandoned all, right? MaLGA. They've abandoned everything that they said they stood for. Bro, I want to see if anybody actually commented on that. Yeah, here he even said it in the thing.
Yesterday, on top of it all, we achieved what everyone said was impossible, an unprecedented ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon, and that hasn't taken place in 78 years. 78 years. Our deal with Iran is not in any way tied to Lebanon, but we will make Lebanon great again. I mean, it's about time we did so. We've sort of, the world has forgotten them, and they're good people who have lived like hell for a long period of time, and hopefully the situation with Hezbollah will get straightened out quickly.
Dude, make Lebanon great again, boss. Like, how do they feel about that? Are MAGA excited about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, are they Dude, does MAGA like that? I mean, honestly, are they excited about making Lebanon great again? Hold on, let's see. It is hard listening to him, okay? You're not wrong. Dude, I'm curious if fucking Nicholas J. Fuentes is hyped about that. Him and his America First people. Oh my God, dude. Dude, they hate JD Vance. Look at this. Dude, look at this. He says, me on my way to make Viktor Orban lose, fail at diplomacy with Iran, get stood up by Erika Kirk for being unpopular, become the least popular vice president in U.S. history, and lose the nom to Marco Rubio. Dude. Oh. Right? Like, dude, there's no fucking way. And I mean, none of that was wrong. As despicable as Nick Fuentes is, absolutely none of that was fucking inaccurate. Oh my God, dude. They're like, again, it's two factions, guys. Okay? There are two factions. Okay? There's America First, and there's the Zionist MAGA. And that's it. That's the divide. Okay? Trump is Zionist MAGA. And I thought like JD Vance is sort of connected to the Groypers, but apparently the Groypers don't like him. Right? But dude, Trump attacked, I guess, everybody again. We're going to have to look at that tomorrow. Trump is attacking fucking Tucker Carlson some more. I mean, dude, shit's going down. All right. All right, I'm going to go make videos. Yeah, dude, nobody likes JD. I mean, we should end on that. We should end with the realism with JD. Like, it's impossible to overstate how much people don't like JD. The only people that do like JD are the money tech bros, okay? Like, all of the wealthiest tech bros like JD, okay? Because he's like a puppet. But I think everybody hates JD just for the very thing of he's like level jumped, okay? This guy had no profile in Congress. He had no profile in any type of, right? I mean, he was in the Senate for a couple of years. He was anti-Trump. He was a never-Trumper. The guy had, and then he completely flipped and level jumped simply to get a heartbeat from the presidency. And so everybody hates him. And yeah, he's fake as shit too. Dude, who the fuck is that guy? Right? I mean, he's like, he's changed his name like six times. He's never had a real job. Right? Yeah, no, I saw that. I saw the fusion scientists. Like, there's a bunch of scientists that have disappeared. We should look at that tomorrow. I know Aaron Parnas was talking about that. They're like the dying scientists and shit. Shit is getting weird, guys. Okay? Shit is fucking getting weird. And Vance, though, is like, there's no way Vance wins. And again, guys, I don't care. Whoever wins our primary, I like Andy Beshear, but man, it could be Beshear, it could be Newsom, it could be Buttigieg, it could be fucking Kamala Harris again, it could be J.B. Pritzker. I don't care. Whoever wins the motherfucking primary, I am all in for. Period. Okay? And that's it. That's it. End of story. I am all in, dude. It could be fucking Tiger Woods with that fucking nomination, dude, and I'm all in, boss. I don't care. All right? Let's go. I'm harsh? No. I'm accurate. I'm accurate. Dude, yeah, I'm all in, boss. I'm all in. All right. You ready? Dude, I wanted Kamala to run for California governor, bro. That would have been the play, dude. Dude, she should have run for California governor. That would have been badass, boss. She would have won like so huge. All right, you ready? Let's go. Dude, Tiger's a fucking dipshit. All right. He is. Guy's a fucking clown. Let's go. You worked for Kamala campaign? Dude, I liked Kamala. Dude, she would have been a great president. She would have. She would have been a great fucking president, boss. Yeah, I heard the Saudis canceled the Live Golf Tournament. Good. Dude, Shelly! Let's go. All the founders and people related to PayPal, dance on them. Yes. Dude, fuck those guys. Thank you, Shelly. Let's go. Oh, let's go, baby. All right. Here it goes. 𝗙cie 𝗶𝗹𝗀𝗀 calling her doctor. Dude, 𝗙cie 𝗶𝗹𝗀𝗀. Dude, we have to catch up on that too, guys. You realize that Cenk and Anna are now, they're having a fucking meltdown. They are having a meltdown about fucking AOC, bro. Oh my God. They like Anna and Cenk are, and we're going to see this, guys. We are going to see Anna. I feel like Anna and Cenk are going to do the craziest shit while they migrate to Tucker Carlson. Dude, it's going to get wild. You watch. They're going to turn on all of the leftists and they are going to go, as they go in on Tucker Carlson, they are freaking out, bro. Bring it on, baby. Let's go. Oh, are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go, baby. I am ready. Dude, fuck you. Oh, where's little Jared? Fuck you, Trumpy. Let's get it. Oh. Oh.
Before, yeah.
Let's go! Woo!
Most days it just feels like I struggle to catch
Oh shit, boss! Dude, I'm so out of breath.
And I won't mind
Don't
the
forget.
day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess.
Remember, tomorrow we do a little Fortnite over on Twitch in the afternoon, right? Oh yeah, and then we'll be back on the political grind tomorrow night too. I guess I do mean today. I always say tomorrow though. I always count my days until I go to sleep. But yes, it is technically today. But it'll be tomorrow because today is still yesterday for me. Let's go. I saved you again. Good. I'm glad you're doing well. All right, we are going to make it through this. Unfortunately, we are going to get a little bit scathed. Okay? We are. We're going to get a little bit scathed, unfortunately. Because you can't really be in proximity to Trump without getting a little of the stink on you. But we are going to be all right. We're going to survive because fuck them. Dude, fuck the fascist pricks. All right? I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's go Fortnite around 3:30. Politics at the usual time. This will never be enough. Most days just feel like I struggle to catch up. And I don't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. You're all I've got. You're all